Inside the Liu family villa, the third young master seems to have drunk a lot. He looks like he's about to collapse. This frightens the butler greatly. He hurries to get him some sobering soup. The third young master refuses the butler's kindness, saying he'll go back to his room for a short nap. Just call him if anything comes up. The butler helps him back to his room, letting the young master rest well. The third young master lies there in a daze. At this moment, a woman walks in through the door. She smells the strong scent of alcohol and figures Luya must be unconscious from drinking. The woman takes off her outer clothes and approaches the man. She doesn't want to do this either. It's just that the real estate developer is forcing eviction, and her family has nowhere to go. The girl's grandfather insisted on protecting the nursing home where he lives. But even after a confrontation, there was no good outcome. The woman climbs onto Lu Liang's bed. Now is the perfect time to act. She gets close to him and starts taking photos quickly. This man is not only a workaholic, but also stays away from women. She needs to take more photos while he's asleep. Thinking this, the woman unbuttons Lu Liang's shirt. Her lips touch his, and they become intertwined. Everything is captured by the camera. Suddenly, Lu Liang wakes up and sits up. He wonders why this woman is here. Though panicked, she tries to stay calm. She claims he hurt her by grabbing too hard, while thinking to herself how he sobered up so quickly. Lu Liang is truly angry. This woman is his nephew's girlfriend. Why is she in his room? The woman can only lie, saying she fell in love with him at first sight and hopes to spend the long night together. Lu Lia grabs the woman's phone and sees the photos just taken. What is this woman trying to do? Seeing she can't keep up the act anymore, the woman finally tells the truth. There's a nursing home in Qingtan Ancient Street, and the demolition will leave many elderly people homeless. She hopes Lu Lia will stop this project. Lu Lia angrily throws the phone to the ground. The phone visibly shatters. The man thinks she's living in a fantasy. The woman doesn't back down. The videos and photos have already been saved. If Lu Liang doesn't agree to her demands, these photos will be exposed online. Lu Liang rushes forward and grabs the woman's neck. If she doesn't want to die, she'd better not do this. Just as the tension peaks, the butler knocks on the door, saying the master wants to see Luo Lia. Luo Lia pushes the woman away and rushes out. Before leaving, he gives her a warning. As Qinghan's girlfriend, she should know better. The woman falls onto the bed pathetically, her expression full of humiliation and unwillingness. But her determined eyes show she absolutely won't give up. However, given today's situation, she can only leave for now. Meanwhile, the old master asks Lu Lia what he thinks about Qinghan's marriage. Luo Lia has no interest in these matters. He doesn't need to make decisions about things unrelated to work. In that case, Xiaoxi is gentle and virtuous. Such a girl would be perfect for Qinghan. The old master agrees and instructs Lu Liang to propose to the Qiao family, planning to arrange Qinghan's marriage. Lu Qinghan has become a vegetative person. Madame Lu looks at her son heavily. The master says his vegetative state is his destined tribulation. Only a happy event can help him overcome it. Once Xiaoxi marries into the family, her son will wake up. Xiaoxi's sister is admiring her face. If the Lu family comes to propose tomorrow, her appearance should be fine. Stepmother Jiang Xinan applauds in agreement, her eyes full of joy. Her precious daughter is naturally beautiful. All men in the world will surely be captivated. Xiao Jingli has even bigger plans. Once Qiao Luo marries into the Lu family, their Qiao family will also become members of high society. As the three are chatting happily, Xiaoxi pushes the door open and enters. Qiao Luo immediately becomes hostile. She actually came back. They can't let Xiaoxi know about the Lu family's proposal. Xiao Jingli assures Qiao Luo of his unconditional support, but Xiaoxi doesn't want to deal with them at all. She walks straight past, her expression showing no fluctuation. Her father criticizes her for playing until late at night, calling her an unfilial daughter with no manners. In Xiaoxi's room, she curls up alone. All her negative emotions finally show. If it weren't for Qingtan Ancient Street, why would she continue to stick with that scumbag Lu Qinghan? The story goes back to 2 months ago, when Lu Qinghan hadn't become a vegetative person yet. Holding a fresh flower, he confessed to Xiaoxi, hoping she would become his girlfriend. Because Lu Qinghan represented the Lu family in negotiations at Qingtan Ancient Street, they met and became lovers. But after winning her over, Lu Qinghan was unfaithful with other women. His vegetative state was caused by a car accident while fooling around with another woman. But now only the Lu family can revoke the demolition decision. Until then, she must pretend to love him deeply. She must endure. The next morning, Lu Lia arrives at the Chow house. The Chow family welcomes him like an ancestor. Lu Lia sits listening to Mrs. Chow introduce her daughter. This is her daughter Chow Luo, who has always admired Lu Lia. When she was born, a master read her fortune and said her face showed she would bring prosperity to her husband. If he marries her, he'll surely be satisfied. Obviously, Lu Lia doesn't seem convinced. As far as he knows, the Chow family has more than one daughter. Chow Luo darkens again. She thinks she was out with men until midnight last night. She's probably still in bed now. The female protagonist appears. She tells them to stop spreading rumors, especially Chow Luo. If you can't say anything good, don't pretend to be important. Only then does she notice Lu Liang's presence. She moves closer, grabbing Lu Liang's tie. Whether she was with men last night, Mr. Lu could easily find out. She says this while getting intimately close to him. If he finds out the truth, please announce it to prove her innocence. Lu Liang doesn't care whether she was with other men. Mr. Chow becomes furious. What kind of attitude is this from Shi? Quickly apologized to Shinan and Luo. Jiang Shinan leans against her husband pretentiously, asking him not to blame Shi. It's all her fault for not educating her well. Mr. Chow gets angry again. How could this be his wife's fault? Shi's birth mother died early. It's the child who hasn't learned proper manners. Chow Luo copies her mother's pretentious behavior, saying it was all her misunderstanding and apologizes to Shi. She is already disappointed with this family. Since her birth mother's death, her father brought home Chow Luo and her mother, showing them unconditional favoritism and indulgence, completely disregarding his own daughter's feelings. She returns the coffee Chow Luo handed her, telling her to be careful not to get burned. Chow Luo curses her sister as a cheap woman, saying she'll humiliate her publicly today. She then pours the coffee on herself. Jiang Shinan naturally protects her daughter, saying apologizing would be enough. Why pour coffee on yourself? It must be she's deliberate act. She's jealous of her daughter's beauty and jealous that she'll marry into the Lu family. Mr. Chow can't believe she could be so vicious. He raises his hand to slap her. She precisely catches the keywords. Who is Lu Liang proposing for? Could it be Lu Qinghan? The man interrupts their argument. He didn't come here to watch a family drama, but for his vegetative nephew Lu Qinghan. Then he hands over a 50 million check as a betrothal gift. Chow Luo and her mother are shocked. Being a wife to a philandering young master who's now vegetative is crazy. This isn't a blessing at all. It's like pushing someone into a fire pit. You must give me an explanation today. Zheng Lijun firmly grabs Shi's wrist. Shi struggles. Lin Ji watches everything from afar. He watches Zheng Lijun and Shi struggle, feeling sour and jealous. He thinks about Zheng Lijun. I like you so much. Why do you only have eyes for Shi who hates you? Finally, Shi breaks free from Zheng Lijun's hand. She explains to Zheng Lijun, classmate Zheng, we're just classmates. Are you misunderstanding something? But Zheng Lijun seems unable to understand Shi's words. He hugs Shi, talking to himself about how much he likes her and asking how much money it would take. Shi finally explodes in frustration, shouting at Zheng Lijun, "This is my 5th time declaring that I don't like you, and I'm not interested in your money. I'm begging you. Can you please stop bothering me?" Before Zheng Lijun could react, a deliberate long cough comes from behind them. They both exclaim in surprise. The principal questions them. It's already class time. Why are you two still here? Meanwhile, a man in a suit stands beside the principal. Zheng Lijun puts his hand on Shi's shoulder, showing slight remorse. Sorry, I'll go to class with my girlfriend now. Lu Liang's face darkens. His light-colored pupils scan the couple before him. This female student's college life seems quite colorful. Must be excellent at time management. His tone clearly shows displeasure and sarcasm. Zheng Lijun naturally picks up on the man's hostility. He becomes confrontational. What do you mean by that? Just as he finishes speaking, The principal interrupts. Student, mind your words. This is the CEO of Lu Corporation who donated $30 million for academic development. The principal's fawning over the suited man completely infuriates Zheng Lijun. So what? My father can donate money too. Zheng Lijun steps forward, standing in front of Lu Lia. She watches the two men, recalling Lu Liang's tone earlier. She worries that Lu Liang might misunderstand her relationship with Zheng Lijun. At this point, Zheng Lijun doesn't want to waste more words with Lu Liang. He grabs Xi's arm to leave. Startled by his sudden movement, Shi immediately refuses. Classmate Zheng, please stop pulling me. But the principal erupts in anger. Shi, stop right there, he roars. You've been receiving Mr. Lu's scholarship while violating school rules. Write a 10,000-word self-criticism immediately, or your qualification will be revoked. Shi understands that Lu Liang must be deliberately provoking the principal, and since they dare not offend Zheng Lijun, she alone will be punished. What an unlucky day. Though thinking this, she still tries to defend herself. Principal, I was late because classmate Zheng stopped me. Why am I taking all the blame? Before the principal can speak, Lu Liang cuts in. So, you're using my scholarship money to skip classes and date. Perhaps we need to reevaluate your scholarship qualification. The office door slams shut. Lu Lia grabs Xi's neck and slams her against the wall. Her back aches from the impact. Lu Lia furiously questions her relationship with that boy. His face terrifyingly cold. He relentlessly demands to know why she was embracing another man in public. She is equally displeased with Lu Lia. She states they have no relationship, so what right does he have to control her? Lu Lia grits his teeth in anger. Seems seducing just me isn't enough to satisfy your vanity. Just then the door suddenly opens. It's the bald principal coming to deliver documents to Lu Liang. Lu Liang releases Shi, who slides to the floor, coughing uncontrollably from the prolonged choking. Lu Liang's earlier ferocity makes she feel he wanted to kill her. The principal sees this scene quite differently, quickly closing the door and retreating while apologizing for interrupting Mr. Lu's private matters. She feels wronged, thinking the principal has misunderstood her relationship with Lu Lia. Tearfully, she asks Lu Lia if she can leave. Lu Lia looks at the woman before him. Suddenly remembering that night with Shi, his heart skips a beat. He agrees to let her leave, but emphasizes that as Lu Qinghan's fiancée, she must not do anything to disgrace the Lu family. She sighs in relief, thinking Lu Liang is truly bizarre. But when she returns home, she's suddenly informed that her scholarship has been canceled. She anxiously asks why. The director says it's orders from above. He can't do anything about it. She becomes frantic. She knows Lu Lia must be behind this. She determines to confront Lu Lia. The next day, Shi appears at the entrance of the Lu Corporation building. Her steps are firm, thinking about how her next semester's tuition and grandfather's living expenses depend on this scholarship. She can't afford to lose it at any cost. When the receptionist asks Shi about her business, she's barely started to answer when a man suddenly appears behind her and grabs her neck. The man pulls out a knife and holds it to Shi's throat, threatening to stab her if anyone calls the police. She has never offended this person. She thinks she's really unlucky. To save her life, she tries to negotiate with the man, but he won't listen. Others in the company lobby notice the commotion. Some recognize the man as Zhao Lei, a fired employee. Some try to calm Zhao Lei down, but Zhao Lei becomes more agitated. Bullshit, you hypocrites! Where were you when I was begging for help? Since you've pushed me to the edge, I'll take her down with me. Zhao Lei roars, raising the knife high. As the knife tip moves closer to Shi, she fears she might die here. She desperately hopes someone will save her. Just then, a pair of leather shoes appears, followed by Lu Lia's cold words. Zhao Lei, if you want to be tomorrow's headlines, I won't stop you. Because whatever you do won't change the fact that you're fired. Employees must unconditionally follow company rules. Those who can't will be removed. At these words, even company employees start muttering. Lu Liang's statement seems too heartless. Rules may be ruthless, but people shouldn't be. Hearing the employees' complaints, Zhao Lei stands firmer. She looks at Lu Lia in confusion, not understanding why his tone is so harsh when someone's life is at stake. Xiao Shi suddenly speaks up. Mr. Liu, you horrible boss who exploits employees. You should be the one being threatened. Zhao Lei is surprised that this woman agrees with him. Xiao Shi continues, actually, I've always disliked Mr. Liu but never had the chance to say it. Why don't we lure him here together? We can split the ransom 50-50. Zhao Lei is stunned, vaguely feeling the split isn't quite right. Xiao Shi seizes the moment, snatching the knife and throwing Zhao Lei to the ground with a shoulder throw. 50-50, and you still think it's not enough? Xiao Shi sighs in relief, grateful for her taekwondo training. After subduing Zhao Lei, she proudly seeks recognition from Lu Lia. Mr. Liu, how was my cooperation in distracting him? Not much. Come to my office first. Xiao Shi follows Lu Liyang upstairs. He treats the scratch on her neck first and asks why she came. Xiao Shi responds unhappily, Mr. Liu, the privileged often forget. Of course, it's about the scholarship you withheld. Lu Liyang stares at her. You money-hungry woman, were you willing to risk your life? Xiao Shi smiles awkwardly. I believe you had a plan and wouldn't just stand by. Besides, her eyes sharp, I'm very confident in my taekwondo skills. Lu Liang ignores her and returns to the original issue. The final scholarship list has been published. It can't be changed. Xiao Shi becomes angry. Mr. Liu, withholding my scholarship is too much. Lu Lia turns to look at her. If you want compensation, sit down quietly. He slowly explains. Your performance today exceeded my expectations. I can give you another chance at compensation, but you must agree to one thing. Xiao Shi asks what it is. Lu Lia, hands in pockets, lazily says, stay away from me without my permission. For your heroic act today, I'll reward you with 20,000. 30,000. Xiao Shi tries to negotiate. Lu Liang suddenly leans over Xiao Shi's chair, warning her, you have no right to negotiate with me. Xiao Shi stands her ground. Then when the police take statements and media interviews come, don't blame me for speaking freely. Considering the company's reputation, Lu Liang chooses to compromise. He signs a check and hands it to Xiao Shi. Go to finance to get 30,000. Xiao Shi takes the money with a beaming smile. Mr. Liu, I'll definitely stay far away from you in the future. Even if I smell your fart, I'll retreat 10 kilometers. Xiao Shi bounces around saying Lu Lia is the best person she's ever met in her life. Lu Lia's face turns dark as coal as he tells Xiao Shi to shut up. Get lost. Just then, Xiao Shi's phone rings. It's Zheng Lijun on the other end, demanding to know why she gave up the scholarship. He asks if she's trying to humiliate him. Xiao Shi quickly walks away, but Lu Lia still overhears the conversation. He's displeased that Xiao Shi and Zheng Lijun are still entangled. In the evening campus, Linji comforts Zheng Lijun. He seems annoyed, saying she doesn't understand him and asks her to stop. Linji quickly insists that she does understand. She confesses that she's liked him since first year of high school, chose this university because of him, and feels his pain every time Xiao Shi rejects him. Zheng Lijun pushes Lin Ji's hand away. Stop being presumptuous. I don't need your love or pity. Lin Ji's eyes fill with tears, not understanding why he only has eyes for Xiao Shi. Why must her love be trampled on? Would everything be different without Xiao Shi? At night, Lin Ji wraps herself tightly in her blanket. Xiao Shi's calls keep coming, vibrating. Lin Ji, with dark circles under her eyes, keeps muttering, it's all your fault. Meanwhile, Xiao Shi, worried about Lin Ji, keeps sneezing. Her calls to Lin Ji won't connect. She hasn't been able to contact Lin Ji for a week. Lin Ji hasn't been attending classes either. While Xiao Shi worries about Lin Ji, Lu Qinghan's mother suddenly calls. As soon as the call connects, Mrs. Lu anxiously says there's a family emergency and asks her to come quickly. Half an hour later, Xiao Shi arrives at Lu Qinghan's room. Lu Liang stands beside him, his eyes murderous. But this isn't Xiao Shi's intentional breach of contract. Lu Liang asks Mrs. Lu Qinghan what she needs to announce. Mrs. Lu responds that a girl came to their house 2 days ago, claiming she's 3 months pregnant with Qinghan's child, wanting to discuss marriage arrangements. Because this child is important, Xiao Shi can't marry Qinghan anymore, and the bride price must be returned. Xiao Shi is troubled, though she doesn't want to marry Lu Qinghan without marrying into the Lu family. The Qingtan Street demolition issue can't be resolved. As Xiao Shi looks worried, an elderly man suddenly appears at the door. Supported by attendants, the elder apologizes to Xiao Shi about the broken engagement, offering to satisfy any compensation requests. While Xiao Shi tries to negotiate about stopping the demolition, Lu Qinghan interrupts, saying he has an appointment with that girl this afternoon and wants the elder to come see her too. The elder agrees, wanting to see her as well. Xiao Shi can't stop him no matter how she tries. At this moment, Lu Lia grabs Xiao Shi's arm to stop her. Xiao Shi explains she just needs to speak with the elder, begging to let her go. Lu Lia pulls her closer, asking if she's already forgotten her promise from last week at the company. Xiao Shi can only apologize. Lu Lia whispers in her ear, deliberately keeping his voice low, saying he'll forgive her appearance this time due to sudden circumstances, but she'd better not mention Qingtan Street. Otherwise, Xiao Shi thinks it's despicable. Is he threatening to silence her permanently? Wanting to irritate Lu Lia, she reaches out to cover his mouth, saying it's quite misleading to be so intimate with his nephew's former fiancée in front of him. Xiao Shi thinks exchanging the elder's compensation for marrying Lu Lia might not be a bad idea. After all, marrying into the Lu family would give her a chance to stop the demolition. Lu Lia shakes off Xiao Shi's hand, thinking this woman is dreaming. Just then, the butler enters, calling Xiao Shi's name, saying Lu Qinghan's mother requests her presence. In the living room, Lu Qinghan's mother asks Xiao Shi to come over and introduces her. This is the mother of Lu Qinghan's child. She looks at Xiao Shi smugly. Long time no see. Thunder rumbles outside the evening window. Xiao Shi recalls past events. Originally, she and Guan Minjun were good friends. They promised as children to be best friends forever. But after Xiao Shi's mother passed away, the vain Guan Minjun actually became friends with Xiao Luo and even joined forces to bully her. Xiao Luo called Xiao Shi an ugly monster, saying she dared to glare at her. So she had her mother drive Xiao Shi out of the Xiao family. Her mother's death, father's disgust, and friend's betrayal. Now Xiao Shi is about to lose Qingtan Street too. Why is her life like this? Xiao Shi calls out for her mother, feeling exhausted. What should she do? What did she do wrong? Why is heaven treating her this way? Xiao Shi sits by the roadside and cries. A passing car slows down. The driver asks Lu Lia if that's his nephew's fiancée ahead. Lu Lia tells the driver to keep driving, thinking this is just another trick about the Qingtan Street demolition. The driver reminds Lu Lia that Xiao Shi seems to be crying. In this pouring rain, she'll surely get sick. Lu Lia tells the driver he talks too much, but his body honestly gets out of the car. He walks towards Xiao Shi with an umbrella. Xiao Shi didn't expect him to come. Tears still on her face, Lu Lia coldly tells her to get in the car. Xiao Shi refuses, saying not to bother, but the next second she faints, losing her balance. The driver asks if they should take Miss Qiao home first. Lu Lia nods, saying he's going to the Qiao house anyway to discuss the engagement compensation. He might as well take Xiao Shi back. The woman speaks weakly, saying she doesn't want to go back. That's not her home. Before finishing, tears flow again. The car accidentally hits a rock, and Xiao Shi almost falls from her seat. Lu Liang steadies her, and Xiao Shi ends up leaning on his shoulder. Lu Liang actually blushes. Has she really fainted? He finally decides to take her to his place. The family doctor gives Xiao Shi an 4 drip. It seems she's caught a cold. The rain worsened her condition, causing a high fever. Fortunately, she's received fever medication. She should improve tomorrow. Lu Liang thanks the doctor. The doctor says to call if needed, leaving with a meaningful smile. This is the first time Mr. Lu has brought a woman home. Lu Liang is troubled. The more he tries to keep Xiao Shi away, the more she appears before him. Feverish Xiao, she keeps calling for her mother, begging her not to leave. Her hand unconsciously grabs Lu Liang's clothes. The usually decisive CEO freezes. Finally, he obediently lies beside her. Xiao Shi's mumbling continues, all painful memories. Things like dad will hit me and stepmother will lock me in the dark room. They all bully me. Xiao Shi really misses her mother. Lu Lia looks at her face, lost in thought. Now she's lost her usual calculating look, appearing somewhat more pleasing. The next morning, they lie on the same bed, Xiao Shi's hand still on Lu Lia's waist. She slowly opens her eyes. Where is this? After becoming clear-headed, Xiao Shi is shocked. Why is Lu Lia beside her? She actually spent the night in the same bed as Lu Lia, this ultimate demon king. With Xiao Shi making such a commotion, Lu Lia naturally wakes up, but he remains calm, saying, "Since you're awake, take your medicine and leave quickly." Xiao Shi is still in shock. Lu Liang, you bastard. I'm Lu Qinghan's girlfriend. Lu Liang is fed up. Xiao Shi herself refused to go home. He kindly brought her back for treatment, and this is how she shows gratitude? The man grips her chin, their faces uncomfortably close. Clearly, Xiaoxi is very nervous. Then Xiaoxi is thrown onto the bed by him. She feels pain. What is he doing? Lulia loosens his collar, reminding her that she's no longer his nephew's fiancée. So whatever he wants to do now has nothing to do with Lu Qinghan. Xiaoxi blushes intensely. Lu Liang, don't do anything rash. The man whispers in her ear, thinking she's playing hard to get again. She pushes him away. Don't touch me, you demon king. Lu Liang gets off Xiaoxi, telling her not to panic. He has no interest in her flat figure. Xiaoxi shouts, I'm not interested in your tiny mushroom either. Lu Liang puts on his clothes, saying this woman still has energy to shout, so she must be better. Then she should quickly disappear from his sight. Xiaoxi holds her cup, saying she understands, but asks if her figure is really that flat. Lulia tells her to keep taking the medicine the doctor prescribed, and next time she wants to die, go somewhere farther where he won't find her. Xiaoxi changes her shoes, feeling sad. She can't avoid it forever. Sooner or later, she'll have to go home and face the broken engagement and scolding. About what Lu Liang said, he was clearly meddling. She was almost moved by him. Xiaoxi shouts at the Demon King Lu, thank you for your kindness, though in her heart, she really doesn't want to thank this Demon King. After returning to the Xiao family, the scene she imagined unfolds. Her father slaps her to the ground. She endures the pain, arguing that she can't help that someone else is carrying Lu Qinghan's child. Xiao Zhengli angrily raises his whip, saying, others could climb through windows to get pregnant with Lu Qinghan's child. Why couldn't you? He raises the whip, cursing, the 50 million is gone too. I'll beat you to death, you worthless girl. Jiang Xinan is painting Xiao Luo's nails. She turns her head, speaking sarcastically. At least she's mother died and found peace, leaving you, Dad, to suffer alone. Xiao Luo crosses her legs and agrees. Oh, Dad, I really pity you. How did you end up with such a useless daughter? Xiao Zhengli's whip keeps striking she's bodied mercilessly. But just then, Lu Liang bursts in with his bodyguards, shouting for his assistant. Xiao Zhengli is startled, hurriedly saying, Mr. Lu, why are you here? Lu Liang removes his coat while saying, I heard Mr. Qiao has strong opinions about the Lu family's broken engagement. Whipping your daughter so viciously, you must hate my Lu family deeply. Xiao Zhengli nervously replies, No. Lu Liang puts his coat over Xiaoxi's shoulders. With a cold expression, he says, I was planning to give the engagements 50 million as compensation. But your behavior disgusts me, so I've decided to withdraw this compensation. She tearfully whispers Lu Lia's name. Xiao Zhengli stands frozen, repeatedly mumbling, my 50 million is gone. Jiang Xinan hurriedly steps forward to explain, Mr. Lu, you misunderstand. She bows deeply to Lu Liang, saying gratefully, thank you for saving me from being beaten, both yesterday and today. Then she lowers her head, lost in thought. She never expected that the coldest and most heartless Lu Liang would be the only one to help her in her helpless moments. Lu Liang loosens his tie, saying coldly, I just didn't want to give Lu family's money to scum. Don't misunderstand. She smiles and responds, since my mother's death, this is the first time someone has stood up for me. So no matter what, please accept my gratitude. Lu Liang is stunned by her sincere expression. Suddenly, a subordinate runs over with a phone, shouting, Young Master 3, big trouble. Photos of you in bed with a woman have leaked online. At this moment, Xiaoxi's phone also rings. The screen clearly shows that 60,000 yuan has been transferred to the account. The video of the two people on the screen quickly became a hot topic. Company employees were all busy dealing with this matter. An employee sitting at the computer said, President Chung, don't worry about the company's business. It won't be affected by this public opinion. Another employee on the phone said, we're not clear about the online video situation. Please don't report recklessly. Suddenly, he shouted, this is bad. Our 30 billion contract to enter the major U.S. amusement park has been delayed for 2 days because of Mr. Lu's video controversy. In Lulia's office, Josie was thrown onto the desk. Lulia asked coldly, who did you leak the video to? Josie stammered, "Mr. Liu, I forgot." She felt extremely anxious, thinking, "Oh God, how did the video of me and Lu Liang get leaked?" Lu Liang pushed her down and shouted, "Tell me now." Then she held up her phone close and said angrily, "Daring to release this video means you're prepared to die." On the phone screen, the woman said seductively, "Ouch, you're hurting me." Josie was startled, her mind racing. Strange, only she and Lin Ji had this video file. Could it be Lin Ji? But why would he do this? Lu Liang grabbed her throat and angrily asked, "How long are you going to play dumb?" Josie had to admit, "Yes, I'm sorry. I was worried about my grandfather having nowhere to live and get treatment after the Qingdang Ancient Street demolition, so I sold the video." After hearing this, Lu Liang angrily said, "Who did you sell the video to? Tell me everything, transaction time, location, bank account, phone number." He thought to himself that he had originally felt sorry for her and planned to let her off. But instead, she was plotting behind his back. Josie took out her phone and said nervously, "Sorry, I can't remember the specific information. I only have the payment record." Lu Liang knocked her phone away, then said angrily, "You keep crossing my bottom line. Did you think I would let you off easily this time too?" She pinned Josie down and said, "You're dead this time." Josie could only respond weakly, "I'm really not lying. Killing me won't help." Lu Liang stood up and said angrily, "I want to see who you're protecting. Who's more important, them or your grandfather's life?" In Lu Liang's villa, the old man, leaning on his cane, scolded loudly, "Kneel down. Look at what you've done. I thought you were the most reliable one, but you've completely destroyed the Liu family's reputation." Lu Lia lowered her head and responded calmly, "There are still many suspicious points about the video to investigate. You can punish me after I clear things up." The old man continued angrily, "How many people are watching us? With today's controversy, Lu City stock price will probably plummet tomorrow. Even our business relationships will be affected. This matter must be resolved today. If not, just marry that woman. Use a legal relationship to counter the public opinion." Lu Liang stammered, "That's good, but that woman." Just then, Josie suddenly burst in, shouting, "Mr. Liu, I went to Lin Ji's house, but she's hiding in England for studies." Lu Liang quickly turned and warned her to be quiet. The old man called out, "Miss Liu." Josie quickly covered her mouth, thinking, "Oh no, I came at the wrong time." The old man calmly said, "Third son, why don't you marry Miss Josie first? She's also ended her engagement with Qinghan." The old man thought to himself that Miss Josie's figure did resemble the woman in the video. Josie quickly waved her hand, saying, "No, no, no." She thought to herself that if the old master knew what she had done while still engaged to Lu Qinghan, he would probably kill her. The old master stood up, turning his back to them, and said, "Third son, regardless of where you found this woman, you must use marriage today to silence the media and public opinion. We absolutely cannot let tomorrow's stock price be affected." Lu Lia nodded and responded, "I understand." Then she turned to Josie and said, "What are you standing there for? Come with me now to take wedding photos." Josie pointed at herself in disbelief, exclaiming in surprise, "Mr. Liu, do you really want to marry me?" The photographer was taking their wedding photos, saying, "Watch your expressions. Smile." Josie nervously clutched her dress. She thought to herself, how could she possibly smile in such a sudden situation? The photographer reminded them, "Your expressions and poses don't look like a married couple at all. Please sit closer together and strike a more loving pose." Josie was crying inside, thinking she'd rather be killed than strike a loving pose with Lu Liang. Lu Liang turned his head and simply said, "Come here." Josie backed away, saying, "No, no." Lu Liang grabbed her wrist, saying, "Don't waste time." Josie lay in his arms, thinking that she was actually marrying this man, her face turning red. She recalled Lu Liang's words when he took out the marriage agreement. "This is the marriage contract. The term is for 1 year. Take it and sign." Although it was just a contract marriage, it still felt like a dream. After taking some good photos, this awkward situation finally ended. However, Lu Liang grabbed her hand and said, "What are you spacing out for? We're not done yet. Come on, go change clothes. We still have bedroom shots to take." Josie exclaimed in surprise, "W what?" 15 minutes later, Josie came out and changed clothes, asking why she had to wear the same clothes from the video. Lu Liang simply responded, "Because we're going to reshoot the video's content." Panda started shooting, immediately raising his camera, saying, "All right, young Master 3. Lu Liang leaned on the bed, saying, "Quickly lie on top of me. No time to waste." Then he pulled Josie over. At this point, Josie couldn't control herself, her heart pounding. She thought that although she knew Lou Leah had a good figure, visible even through clothes, this face-to-abs position was too intense. Lou Leah thought awkwardly about how his body was responding to this woman. Then he pressed her down and kissed her. Afterward, Lou Leah asked Panda if everything was filmed. Panda said all 1 minute and 30 seconds were captured. Josie covered her mouth, thinking about her first kiss and how he could do this to her. An hour later, looking at the phone screen, the clarification was working. Panda said, "Young Master 3, public opinion has completely turned in our favor. Those who were causing trouble have been silenced." Josie thought about sneaking away now, but Lou Leah caught her and said, "Josie, where are you going this late? You must live with me for the next month." Josie exclaimed in surprise, "What cohabitation?" The next day, Josie approached Lou Liang's car and said, "Mr. Liu, since we'll be living together for a month, I'll go home to get some things. I'll come back tonight." Lou Liang, sitting in the car reviewing documents, coldly said, "This is a sensitive period. Be careful with your actions. I don't want paparazzi catching news about our marriage or living separately." Josie quickly said, Yes, I understand." Lou Liang continued, "Also, remember this 1-year contract marriage agreement well. You must unconditionally obey me in all marriage-related matters." Hearing his words, Josie angrily said, "These are unreasonable terms. Does that mean I can't resist even if you become savage and kiss me like yesterday's photo shoot?" Panda laughed and said, "Miss Josie, our young Master 3 is pure and has germophobia. Kissing you for the act was like jumping into a mud pit for him." Lou Liang raised the window glass and said, "Too much nonsense." As they left, Josie clenched her fists angrily, saying, "They talk as if I tainted his purity. Besides, I didn't see him being germophobic yesterday." Suddenly, a man in black emerged from behind the wall. He came forward and covered Josie's mouth. Josie gradually lost consciousness from the chloroform. In an abandoned warehouse, Josie shouted that this had nothing to do with her. She knew nothing about his 1 million debt. With a slap, she was struck across the face. She curled up in the corner, tied up with rope. The man who tied her up smoked a cigar and said, "You filthy girl still trying to deny it. Quickly call your father to pay up. If the million isn't paid today, we'll sell you to cover it." Josie coldly replied, "Your kidnapping is pointless. He doesn't even see me as his daughter." She thought about how unlucky she was just getting out of the wolf's den, only to be thrown into a tiger's cave by Qiao Jingli. The man cursed loudly and grabbed Josie up. He continued, "My brothers and I will collect some interest from your body first." Josie screamed no, wondering why she had such a father. A bald man stroked his chin, saying, "Who knew Qiao Jingli's ugly and poor self would have such a pretty daughter?" A yellow-haired man chimed in, "Boss, you go first, hee." As the leader approached, Josie cursed scumbag through gritted teeth, then suddenly headbutted him. The man stumbled. Josie shouted, "If you have the guts, get my father to pay." Then she ran toward the exit, panting. The two men hurried to help their boss, asking if he was okay. Josie ran toward the door. She thought the door was just 100 meters away, believing she had a chance if she gave it her all. The boss shouted, "Catch her!" As the door got closer, Josie thought she was almost there, but suddenly someone tackled her down, saying proudly, "Got you." Josie felt desperate. She was just a bit away from escape. But just then, the door suddenly opened. The yellow-haired man heard the noise and turned to look. He was immediately hit in the face with a box, knocking him out cold. Money scattered everywhere from the box. Lou Liang stood there coldly, saying, "Dare to touch my person? How about this million for your lives?" Then 2 bodyguards walked in behind Lou Leah, one pointing at them saying, "You bastards, don't move." Josie felt both despair and hope, wondering if Lou Leah had come to save her. The boss quickly crouched down, hugging the box happily, saying, "My God, where did all this money come from? Rich patron." The boss wanted to pick up the money at Lou Leah's feet, so he said, "Hee, would you mind lifting your foot, rich patron?" Instead, Lou Liang suddenly kicked the boss to the ground, saying coldly, "You can take the money, but I've bought your life." Lou Liang carried Josie, saying gently, "Remember what I said 3 days ago? You must come and go with me every day." Did you believe it? Josie tearfully said, "Mr. Liu, thank you for saving me." She couldn't help but feel that 3 days had already passed. Lou Leah turned his head and said flatly, "I didn't come to save you. I'm just retrieving someone who wanted to break the contract. And this million isn't free." Josie couldn't stop crying. She buried her face in Lou Leah's chest, saying, "I know, but thank you anyway. To show my gratitude, I'll be a better fake wife from now on. Lu Liang blushed and said, you talk too much. Josie suddenly remembered something and said, oh right, Mr. Lu, could you let me return to the Chow house first? It's time to cut ties completely. Lu Liang replied, I'll give you 10 minutes to handle it. Then straight to the hospital. Josie nodded. She took a car back to the Chow house. She pushed open the door and suddenly sensed something, thinking, why is there a smell of blood? Looking at the blood on the floor, she shouted, why is there so much blood? In the Chow family kitchen, Chow Li screamed, no, Dad, don't. Chow Jingli wielded a knife, cursing, you bastard, don't call me Dad. You're not my daughter. Then he grabbed Chow Luo's wrist, angrily cursing, you shameless mother and daughter. Even if I die today, I'll take you with me. At this moment, Josie rushed in, shouting, Chow Jingli, have you gone mad? Zhang Xinan tremblingly grabbed Josie's arm, saying, Josie, your father's gone crazy. Please save your sister. Josie shook off her hand coldly, saying, Auntie Jiang, I think you're mistaken. From the moment I was taken by Chow Jingli's loan sharks, and he refused to answer calls, he stopped being my father. Then Josie walked over, pointing at Zhang Xinan, and you and Chow Luo, you disgusting parasites were never my family. Hearing this, Zhang Xinan gritted her teeth in anger, stuttering, you. Chow Jingli dropped the knife, saying, Xiao Shi, your father was blind. These two tried to steal my money and run when they saw you couldn't marry into the Lu family. My Xiao Shi is still the most filial. Josie angrily retorted, Chow Jingli, I'm not here to restore our father-daughter relationship. I'm here to take my household registration. From now on, we have no connection. At this moment, Lu Liang came over and said, if it's about that, then took out the household register, continuing, I already transferred it out 4 days ago. Josie smiled, thinking how Lu Liang had already handled her household registration on their wedding day. Chow Jingli was now calculating, wondering why Lu Liang kept helping Josie. He thought he'd still need to rely on Josie in the future. Josie walked towards the exit. Looking back, she said, I'm leaving. Sort out your own problems. Josie and Lu Lia resolutely walked out, ignoring the mother and daughter's pleas for help. Sitting in the car, Josie watched Lu Lia resting with closed eyes, thinking how unexpected it was that he had helped her so much. She wondered how to repay such favors. Lu Lia seemed to sense Josie's gaze and said without moving or opening his eyes, if you're uncomfortable sitting next to me, you can get out right now. Josie quickly said, no, that's not it. I just dashed, but just then, a black car rapidly drove towards them. The two vehicles crashed violently. Due to the collision, Josie fell into Lu Lia's arms. The driver angrily said, damn it, who dares to crash into our car? Young Master 3, Miss Josie, are you hurt? Josie squinted and said, I'm fine. Mr. Lu, how about you? Lu Liang spoke calmly. I'm fine, but if you keep holding me this tight, I might suffocate. Josie quickly let go, flustered, saying, I'm sorry. At this moment, a man got out of the black car. He smiled and greeted them. Oh my, isn't this my brother Lu San's car? What a coincidence. Then his face darkened as he continued, I've been trying to meet you, but couldn't get an appointment. Who knew heaven would arrange this meeting? Lu Liang also got out, saying coldly, as expected of Master Sun 7, you'll use any means to achieve your goals. Josie, sitting in the car, listened to their conversation and thought, so Lin Ji's uncle's family is the nouveau riche Sun Jia, who joined the elite circles in recent decades. Sun Jia is known for his arrogance. Lu Lia might be in danger. Master Sun 7 smiled, taking out a necklace, saying, Lin Ji is still a college student, inexperienced. As her uncle, I want to apologize for the trouble she caused. This 20 million worth necklace is for you and your wife. Hope you can forgive Lin Ji and show mercy to Lin Corporation. Lu Liang darkly said, Master Sun 7, do you think this trouble is worth only 20 million to Lu Corporation? Sun 7 thought for a moment and said, Brother Lu San, we're all business people who'll meet again. If you insist on being enemies, I can only fight to the death. Several bodyguards emerged behind him. Lu Liang grabbed Sun 7's collar, face dark, saying, You want to fight me, Lu Liang, to the death? First consider if you're worthy. Then snorted and threw him away. Master Sun 7 yelped, landing on his bottom. Then a bodyguard behind him said, Master 7, big trouble. Master Sun 7 held his head angrily, saying, What's all the fuss about? The man quickly responded, Our big shipment was seized by customs. The old master urgently wants you home. Sun 7 stood up, laughing awkwardly. As expected of brother Lu San. Let's retreat. The next day at Lu's villa, Josie stretched in a great mood, thinking, today is my first day away from the Chiao family. A new life has begun. I must work hard too. She walked outside and saw Lu Liang lying on the table, thinking, Lu Liang is still wearing yesterday's clothes. Did he not sleep all night? Must be busy dealing with Sun Jia. The great demon king Lu might be sharp-tongued, but has helped me a lot. If only he could be as gentle as his sleeping face every day. Suddenly she had an idea. It's almost noon. Why don't I make lunch to thank him? After a series of smooth operations, a good-looking pot of porridge was ready. Josie took a spoon to taste, thinking, it's a bit undersalted, but Lu Liang needs light food after pulling an all-nighter. At this time, Lu Liang slowly opened his eyes. He rubbed his eyes, thinking, there's noise and aroma from the kitchen. Who's cooking? Josie walked over with the porridge, smiling. Mr. Lu, you're awake. I made this health porridge specially for you. Please try it. Lu Lia stood up holding the table, saying, no need. I want to rest first. Before finishing his words, he fainted. Josie shouted, Lu Liang. What's wrong? She held Lu Liang's head, calling his name worriedly. She felt his forehead, thinking, he seems to have a slight fever. I need to get him to the sofa. Josie struggled to carry Lu Liang, complaining, so heavy. Surprising how heavy Lu Lia is despite looking thin. Then she accidentally stepped on the remote control. They both fell to the ground with a thud, Lu Lia landing on top of Josie, pinning her down. She could only say helplessly, sorry, but could you get up? I can barely breathe. Lu Liang held his forehead, saying dizzily, get up, take the car keys, and take me somewhere. It was Josie's first time driving a luxury car. She was very nervous, afraid of damaging Lu Liang's car. Finally arriving at the destination safely, Lu Liang complained, driving so fast. Are you trying to kill me? Josie anxiously explained, I just wanted to get you here quickly. But why come here? Before Lu Liang could answer, a cute-looking woman walked out of the store. Third brother, it's really you. Jing Shun is already waiting in the private room, but today he brought another guest. Be careful. Lu Liang nodded in acknowledgement, then told Josie to park the car and not worry about him. This was Xiao Lu's first time meeting Josie. She couldn't help but ask curiously, who are you? Josie awkwardly said, I'm nobody important. Don't mind me. Xiao Lu took Josie's hand, saying gently, I'm Xiao Lu, the owner here. Since you're here, you're a guest. I'll take good care of you. Josie introduced herself, and that's how they became acquainted. After chatting at the entrance, they prepared to enter. Josie followed behind Lu Lia, watching her intimate conversation with Xiao Lu. Third brother, I've developed new dishes recently. You must try them later. Josie watched Lu Lia absent-mindedly. She never imagined Lu Lia could show such a gentle expression, though not directed at her. Josie wondered who exactly this Xiao Lu was. How could she melt Lu Lia's icy exterior? After chatting with Xiao Lu, Lu Liang left. With nothing else to do, Xiao Lu and Josie played games in the private room. Josie's superior gaming skills earned Xiao Lu's admiration. Xiao Lu hugged Josie affectionately, saying, little she, you'll be my PUBG carry from now on. This was Josie's first encounter with someone as enthusiastic as Xiao Lu. She couldn't help thinking how adorable this girl was. No wonder Lu Lia liked her. No one could resist such sweetness. As they became more familiar, Josie couldn't help asking about Lu. Are you and Lu Lia close? Xiao Lu replied, we're old friends of many years, very familiar. Josie thought sadly, so they're childhood sweethearts, and I'm just interfering. The more she thought, the sadder she became, showing it slightly on her face. Xiao Lu noticed and asked concernedly, Lil Shi, are you feeling unwell? You don't look good. Not wanting to reveal her thoughts, Josie tried to brush it off. My stomach hurts. I need to use the bathroom. But she couldn't help thinking, would Xiao Lu still be this friendly if she knew I was Lu Liang's fake wife? She had decided earlier that it didn't matter who Lu Lia liked. But Josie's heart still inevitably ached. To quickly escape her emotions, she hurried towards the bathroom with her head down. At the corner, she suddenly bumped into someone. Looking up, she saw it was Lu Lia. Seeing it was Josie, Lu Lia said coldly, why are you running with your head down? If you break any decoration here, you couldn't afford to replace it even if sold. Just then, a handsome blonde man appeared behind Lu Lia, trying to mediate. Third brother, I didn't expect you to bring another girl here. could she be? Before he could finish, Josie covered his mouth. She explained, I'm Mr. Liu's secretary working overtime today, while thinking Xiao Liu is nearby. This person better not say anything wrong. The blonde man grabbed Josie's hand, saying flirtatiously, Young lady, you're getting handsy with me in front of someone. Could it be I'm too handsome and you have other thoughts? Josie blushed at the flirtation. Lu Liang grabbed Josie's shoulder, pulling her behind him, and said to the other person, Jin Shun, tell Xiao Liu I'm leaving first, then took Josie back to the Liu residence. Lu Lia warned Josie not to forget her position and to mind her behavior in public. Seeing Lu Lia's anger, Josie explained helplessly, I was just worried about Xiao Liu hearing about our relationship. She would be heartbroken if she knew. Lu Lia didn't want to know or care about Josie's thoughts, leaving only a cold back turned to her. This isn't your concern. Just as he opened the door, they discovered Yao and Ran was already sitting in the living room waiting for them. If he found out about Josie and Lu Lia's fake marriage and cohabitation, everything would be ruined. Seeing Josie following Lu Lia, Yao and Ran questioned harshly, Why are you always with third brother? Hearing this, Josie realized Yao and Ran didn't know about her marriage to Lu Lia. So she said she was here to discuss marriage cancellation compensation with Mr. Liu. Just then, Zhao Minjun walked in from the kitchen saying, Sister-in-law, you probably don't know that Josie's stepmother ran away with someone, and her father owes a huge debt. She must be asking for more compensation. Seeing the visitors, Lu Liang angrily asked, When did I allow others to enter my villa freely and use my kitchen? Yao and Ran quickly changed the subject. We're all family, why mind such things? I brought a surprise today. This is Miss Qin Lin, whom I specially invited today. Third brother, it's time for you to settle down. Uncle, this girl is well-educated and an excellent cook. She's perfect to be your wife. Qin Lin stood politely nearby. Josie could tell these three women were trouble. She wanted to slip away, quietly, but was called by Zhao Mingjun to help in the kitchen. Though it was called helping, Josie was doing all the work. The other two just gossiped behind her back, plotting to make Josie look bad. Zhao Mingjun freely slandered Josie's reputation. After hearing this, Qin Lin had an idea and approached saying, Annie loves bitter gourd. Let's have Josie make this dish. Looking at Qin Lin's flowery smile, though Josie didn't know Yao and Ran's taste well, she knew whatever these two asked her to make must be what Yao and Ran hated most. But a mere bitter gourd couldn't stump Josie. Bitter gourd can lower blood sugar. Back then, Josie had worked hard to get nursing home residents to eat it. Now she was quite skilled at cooking it. If they wanted to trap her with this, they'd chosen the wrong target. The two watched in shock as Josie skillfully prepared the dish. They hadn't expected her to actually make it. Qin Lin reluctantly picked up chopsticks to taste it. When she took a bite, instead of the expected bitterness, she tasted the sweetness of pumpkin and carrots. This sweetness after bitterness was like finding an oasis in the desert, truly moving. Josie stood aside with folded arms. Miss Qin seemed satisfied. Surely Annie Yao will like it too. At these words, Qin Lin exploded like a cat whose tail was stepped on. Cooking was her specialty. How could she be outdone by someone like Josie? She determined to find a way to surpass Josie. Outside the kitchen, Yao Anna was still persuading Lu Liang. Third brother, don't just work in your room. Come taste Uncle's cooking. Do it for your sister-in-law's sake. In the kitchen, Qin Lin had a sudden idea. She said to Josie, Give me back the knife on your cutting board. I need to make 2 more dishes urgently. Josie was puzzled by the sudden urgency. Could she be trying to show off in front of Lu Liang? Qin Lin smiled triumphantly, deliberately not catching the knife. It fell with a loud clang. The huge noise startled everyone in the house. When Lu Liang and Yao and Ran rushed to the kitchen, they saw Zhao Mingjun holding the injured Qin Lin, accusing Josie. Uncle just said your cooking was bad, and you tried to attack her with a knife? Josie couldn't defend herself, and could only hope Lu Lia would believe her. But the other 3 weren't silent. They kept whispering in Lu Liang's ear. Lu Liang, getting a headache from the noise, walked to the kitchen and said to Qin Lin, Show me your hand. Qin Lin was flattered, thinking to herself, Could it be that Liang wants to help me up personally? Josie was also shocked that Lu Liang would believe Qin Lin so easily. Qin Lin shyly placed her hand on Lu Liang's, coyly saying, Ouch, third brother, it really hurts. This woman appeared pure, but was actually ruthless. Lu Liang expressionlessly looked at Qin Lin. Those who dare to play tricks in front of me never end up well. He grabbed Qin Lin's hand and squeezed hard. Qin Lin crouched down in pain, crying in disbelief that her bones might break. Third brother, why are you treating me like this? Lu Liang showed everyone her wound. The cut is deeper in front and shallow at the back. This is clearly self-inflicted. He threw her hand aside. Yao and Ran rushed to protect Lin Shu. Third brother, how could you treat my guest like this? Just then, Zhao Minjun suddenly clutched her stomach in pain, saying, my stomach hurts. Yao and Ran forgot about everything else and helped Minjun leave. Minjun, we can't let anything happen to your baby. Before leaving, Zhao Minjun glared fiercely at Josie. I underestimated you this time. Who would have thought the nephew's ex-girlfriend would get involved with Xiao Shu? What explosive news! Josie watched the three leave the villa and finally breathed a sigh of relief. Then Lu Lia approached Josie. Draping an arm over his shoulder, she said, You're always being framed. I suspect you're deliberately looking for chances to get close to me. After saying this, Lu Lia left without waiting for Josie's explanation. Josie watched her back, feeling somewhat distracted. It seemed he had started to like her a little, just a little bit. At school, Zheng Lijun kept apologizing to Josie. Are you still mad at me? I'm really sorry about last time. I don't want to lose you as a friend. Josie didn't understand why Zheng Lijun would waste time on him. Just then, Josie's phone on the table suddenly rang. Josie answered and found there was a problem at Qington Ancient Street. He quickly reassured the elderly and said he'd be there right away. On Qington Ancient Street, the demolition crew workers were very arrogant, cursing at the elderly. You bunch of old folks who won't die. Get out of our way. When Josie arrived, he found the nursing home residents standing in the street, blocking the demolition crew. Grandfather said indignantly, We haven't agreed to move from this street. They're just demolishing and working without any consideration. Josie comforted his grandfather, saying he knew the developer who bought the street and would call to stop the construction. He made call after call, but couldn't get through. Lu Liang, are you deliberately avoiding me? But Josie had no time to wait for Lu Liang's response. Josie strode to the middle of the road. He would protect Qingtan Ancient Street at all costs. Lying in the center of the ancient street, Josie shouted, If you want to work today, you'll have to run over me first. Qingtan Ancient Street existed before this city was built. It has witnessed the city's development and prosperity for 100 years. It carries generations of memories. This is a hometown many can't bear to leave. Grandfather, watching Josie lying recklessly on the road, shouted for him to come back. The construction crew was angered by Josie's actions. They recklessly drove their vehicle toward Josie. Josie watched the approaching vehicle, gritted his teeth, and thought, I won't just become a tool for these people to harvest profits. At the critical moment, Zheng Lijun grabbed Josie and rolled aside, advising him not to do anything foolish. These people had connections, and Josie alone was powerless. Josie looked at him sadly, but I can't just watch them destroy this place. Just then, Grandfather suddenly collapsed. Josie followed the ambulance to the hospital. Seeing his grandfather being wheeled into the operating room, he broke down crying. His grandfather was his only remaining relative. If anything happened to him, Josie couldn't imagine what he would do. Just then, a nurse handed over a payment slip. His grandfather needed heart bypass surgery. They needed to pay the medical fees first before the doctors could proceed with treatment. Josie stared at the amount on the surgery bill. Where would he find 200,000? Should he borrow from Lu Liang? But it was Lu Liang who ordered the street's demolition, which caused his grandfather's heart attack. Josie realized how stupid he was to have developed feelings for Lu Liang. At that moment, Zheng Lijun stepped forward and told the nurse, I'll pay the medical fees with this card. Josie was too moved to speak. Zheng Lijun looked into Josie's eyes and said, The Josie I like is someone who smiles even in adversity. So cheer up. Your grandfather won't leave you. I'll stay here with you. If you're tired, you can lean on my shoulder. Josie leaned on Zheng Lijun's shoulder, crying uncontrollably. Besides his mother, his grandfather was the only person who had been kind to him. If he lost his grandfather too, Josie truly didn't know how he would go on living. At this time, Lu Lia finally heard Josie's messages. Seeing Josie's desperate words in the phone, Lu Lia became furious. He loudly berated his subordinates, asking why they hadn't informed his secretary earlier. He hadn't expected those people to act so boldly without permission. But it was too late now. What happened couldn't be undone. Lu Liang rushed to the hospital immediately. What he saw was Josie sleeping on Zheng Lijun's shoulder. Lu Liang looked at them with displeasure, thinking to himself that this Zheng person was like a persistent ghost. Lu Liang strode toward Zheng Lijun, ordering her to leave. Zheng Lijun looked at Lu Liang provocatively. "Oh, it's President Lu. Heard someone was injured at the construction site and sent to the hospital. Came to pay hush money worried about negative publicity." The tension between them was palpable. Josie slowly woke up and immediately saw Lu Liang's cold face. "Josie, who allowed you to lean on another man's shoulder?" Then reached out to grab Josie. But Josie immediately shook off Lu Liang's hand, shouting, "I don't want to see you." Seeing Josie's resistance, Zheng Lijun rushed forward. "Mr. Lu is a married man. He shouldn't be grabbing other women carelessly." Lu Liang pushed her aside, dragged Josie into a hospital room, and threw her onto the bed. Domineeringly pinning Josie down, he explained that Qingtan Ancient Streets renovation was a joint project between Lu and Sun Corporations. This time, the Sun Corporation acted without authorization. Josie looked at Lu Liang and said angrily, "Those are all your excuses." Lu Liang grabbed Josie's face, explaining patiently, "As a reward for our contract marriage, I won't touch Qingtan Ancient Street for a year. But I'm a businessman. Profit comes first. You must give me a reasonable solution." Hearing this, Josie realized he had misunderstood Lu Lia. So he said softly, "You can get off me now. It hurts." Zheng Lijun stood outside the door, hearing Josie and Lu Lia talking like this. His eyes reddened with anger, but he could do nothing because this was all Josie's choice. Early the next morning, Josie was caring for his grandfather, who had just had surgery. Lu Liang came to visit with breakfast. Grandfather curiously asked about Lu Liang's identity. Josie didn't want his grandfather to know he was the President Lu who wanted to demolish Qingtan Street, fearing it would upset his grandfather and worsen his condition. Lu Liang consciously introduced himself as Josie's colleague from the internship company. However, grandfather misunderstood their relationship. He had a heart-to-heart talk with Josie and Lu Liang, asking Lu Liang to take good care of Josie in the future. Although Josie and Lu Liang were fake spouses, it was too awkward to have grandfather playing matchmaker to their faces. So Josie made an excuse and left with Lu Liang. Lu Liang had to return to work at the company. Josie walked him to the hospital entrance, preparing to leave. Lu Liang told Josie he would send someone to pick him up after work. Josie watched as Lu Lia drove back to the company. But the car hadn't gone far when an elderly person suddenly rushed out from the roadside. The secretary couldn't brake in time and knocked the person down. Josie hurried forward to ask if the elderly person was all right. Suddenly, they were grabbed and demanded compensation, threatening to sue them in court and have the police arrest them. Lu Liang got out of the car and said to the elderly person, "Let's call the police then. I'd like to see who really hit whom in the dashcam footage." The elderly person looked away nervously, saying, "Why make such a fuss? Just pay me and be done with it." Josie realized the elderly person was trying to scam them, so he stopped them. The elderly person immediately shouted for their son. "Help me!" Several thugs suddenly appeared, ready to teach Josie and the others a lesson. The elderly person, seeing the chaos, tried to slip away quietly. Josie quickly tried to stop them, but accidentally pulled off the beads from the elderly person's hand. This jade bracelet looked quite valuable. It falling into Josie's hands was the elderly person's just desserts. Meanwhile, Lu Lia single-handedly fought several thugs. Quickly taking them down, Josie hid behind the car and took out his phone to call the police. But he noticed the lead thug standing behind, preparing to ambush Lu Lia. So he rushed forward to protect him. Lu Liang hadn't expected Josie to risk his own safety to protect him. He quickly carried Josie to the hospital. Though there were no major issues, Josie had been hit by an iron rod. The bruising on his back was very severe. So the doctor asked Lu Lia, as the boyfriend, to carefully apply medicine. Josie had passed out from the pain. In his hazy state, he felt someone constantly touching his back. Opening his eyes, he found it was Lu Lia. Josie shyly tried to hide, but wasn't careful, letting the blanket covering him fall to the floor. Josie then realized he wasn't wearing clothes. So he angrily asked the pervert, "How could you undress me without my permission?" Lu Liang leaned close to Josie, lifted his chin with his finger, and intimately said, "Don't forget, you're my legal wife now." Besides, I've seen your body before. Josie was so flustered he couldn't speak. Lu Leah continued teasing. Can't handle this already? Your cheeks are so red they could burn my hand. Josie shyly hid under the blanket, curling up into a ball, ignoring Lu Liang's teasing. The next day, while Josie was still recovering in the hospital, he was suddenly taken away by 2 police officers. Josie, you're suspected of murder. Please come with us to the police station for investigation. Josie didn't understand. He couldn't even get out of bed. How could he kill someone? The police asked if Josie had a jade bracelet, then showed a photo. According to the victim's son's account, Josie thought the victim was deliberately scamming them, forcibly took their property as compensation, indirectly causing the victim to fall downstairs and die due to high blood pressure. The accusations left Josie dazed. Had he really killed someone? But the next moment, Josie firmly held onto his thoughts. He absolutely didn't kill anyone. He was being wrongly accused. The police took Josie to the interrogation room, asking what exactly happened between him and the victim. Josie quickly defended himself, swearing he absolutely didn't harm the elderly person. Instead, it was their son who had injured him with a rod. The police didn't believe this at all and warned Josie not to be clever. Not actively cooperating with the investigation would only make the crime more serious. Josie forced himself to calm down. From the beginning, this police officer was determined to prove his guilt, but they couldn't produce more evidence. So Josie looked at the officer and calmly said, "To accuse me of indirect murder, you need evidence." The officer threw a stack of photos on the table. The hospital parking lot surveillance captured everything. Still trying to escape punishment? Neither you nor Lu can get away. Josie suddenly realized this matter also implicated Lu Leah. Could it be that Lu Leah was their real target for false accusations? If Lu Leah's reputation was tarnished, this crisis could be worse than the previous bedsheet incident. Seeing they were about to break Josie's psychological defense, the officer said, "Don't think about Lu Leah. We've already summoned him. If you confess now, you might receive leniency." Meanwhile, the lead thug sat in a luxury car, fawning to the person beside him. "Brotherly, I did everything as you said. Can I get my payment now?" The man called Brotherly replied, "Don't worry. Once it's done, you'll get every penny." One might think the thug would feel some guilt, but he just laughed heartily. That old fool was always nagging. Finally, some peace and quiet. Just then, their moving car was suddenly stopped. Before they could react, they were dragged out. Brotherly looked up and saw Lu Leah. But at this time, shouldn't Lu Liang be at the police station for questioning? Lu Leah grabbed Brother Li's throat, saying, "The Zheng family wanted to use that old person to scam me, and your Sun family wanted to use this knife to kill me. Seems you're tired of living." Brotherly was still playing dumb, firmly denying his involvement. Lu Leah turned and ordered his bodyguards to cut off his legs. The thug was made an example of. Seeing the thug's miserable state, Brotherly still tried to threaten Lu Leah. "Sun Zunguang is my godfather. Sun Zaiqi is my big brother. If you dare do anything to me, the Sun family won't let you off." Lu Leah wiped his hands with a handkerchief and said lightly, "Cut off his hands and pack them up." This one sentence had already decided Brother Li's fate. In the police station, Josie still hadn't given in. "You want me to confess without sufficient evidence? Keep dreaming." The officer grabbed Josie's neck and said harshly, "You're really asking for death." Josie grabbed the man's arm. "You want to deal with Lu Leah? You're 800 years too early." Then kicked the officer forcefully. At this moment, the interrogation room door slowly opened. The officer thought help had arrived, but instead, the chief walked in and announced, "From now on, you're no longer a police officer." Lu Liang thoughtfully draped his coat over Josie's shoulders, then picked him up. Before leaving, Lu Liang asked the chief, "Chief Zhang, mind if I take your former subordinate to my basement for some tea?" The chief quickly replied, "Not at all. I'll have someone help you send him over." Late at night, Josie suddenly woke up. Though safely back, something still felt wrong. Just then, the phone rang. Josie answered and found it was Zheng Lijun calling. "Josie, are you with Lu Liang?" Josie feared Zheng Lijun had discovered her relationship with Lu Liang, but Zheng Lijun continued, "Lu Liang is already married. Being with her means you're just a mistress. Plus, she's a very dangerous and terrifying person." Josie felt relieved and explained to Zheng Lijun, "Although my relationship with Lu Leah isn't what you think, I still want to kindly remind you that Lu Leah isn't the kind of person you describe." Just then, Zheng Lijun's older brother patted her shoulder, saying, "You actually tried to scam Lu Liang and almost let the Sun family use her. If this causes big trouble, no one can save you. Zheng Li-jun, blinded by love, refused to listen to any advice and was solely focused on finding Lu Lia's weaknesses. After the phone call, Josie couldn't sleep, so she got up to get some water. Unexpectedly, she ran into Lu Lia. Lu Lia held Josie in her arms, lifted her chin, and said intimately about the events of the past 2 days. It all started because you seduced that Sun family brat. Are you trying to seduce me now in these clothes? Josie retorted helplessly. You had all my pajamas sent to the hospital. This is all I have. Lu Lia slowly leaned in, and just as they were about to kiss, Josie suddenly sneezed, spraying Lu Lia's face. The intimate atmosphere instantly vanished. Lu Lia, with a dark face, ordered Josie to disappear from his sight within 3 seconds. After Josie left, Lu Lia took the unfinished glass of water and poured it on his face. He was quite drunk, otherwise how could he have feelings for that woman? Josie's teacher told her that her senior from America planned to collaborate with their school's lab on a self-driving project. Josie was fortunately selected, with the possibility of securing graduate admission if she performed well. The teacher then handed her the invitation. After receiving the invitation, Josie dressed up and arrived at the project party venue. Josie looked at the luxurious hotel. She thought to herself that inviting project team members to such a luxurious hotel meant this senior must be wealthy. Upon entering, Josie found familiar faces everywhere. Not only was Lu Liang there, but Zheng Li-jun was also present. As Zheng Li-jun approached to chat, Josie thought to herself that she should keep her distance. If Lu Lia saw them together, it would be like an atomic bomb. Seeing Josie avoiding her like the plague, Zheng Li-jun quickly explained, Josie, I know I was wrong. Please let me explain. I never meant for anyone to die. Everyone's attention was drawn to Zheng Li-jun, curious about the gossip. Seeing this, Josie quickly tried to calm things down. That's in the past. I don't want to bring it up again. Meanwhile, the bodyguards noticed Josie's presence. They reported to Lu Lia that Miss Josie and the Zheng family's second young master were at tonight's banquet. Josie realized Lu Lia had noticed her. She thought how unlucky she was running into Lu Lia everywhere. She hid in the bathroom looking for an excuse to leave, but then thought why should she fear Lu Lia when she'd done nothing wrong? Outside the bathroom, people were discussing the senior investor. Reportedly, his family owned the largest automotive company in the country. He loved research so much that he refused to inherit the family business and went abroad to study, focusing on entrepreneurship. Somehow the conversation turned to Lu Lia. They said the investor and senior Jean was the Lu Corporation's president, truly from an elite family, but unfortunately already married. A girl coldly remarked, the marriage was only revealed due to public pressure. Who knows if it's real? I bet it was just photos leaked by one of his playthings. Josie was shocked that someone had guessed half the truth about her relationship with Lu Lia. She needed to see who it was and be careful of them in the future. In the banquet hall, people gathered around Jin Shun and Lu Lia. Even senior Fang Yuan, who had been so clear-headed in the bathroom, couldn't resist joining them. Fang Yuan thought this man was too perfect. No wonder his lover hadn't failed, though his methods were too crude. Unexpectedly, Lu Lia didn't even glance at the women approaching him and directly asked them all to leave. Jin Shun grabbed Lu Liang's shoulder and said, Third brother, don't look so serious. I have a surprise for you. From a distance, Josie saw all the girls being rejected by Lu Liang and thought they must be blind. Why would anyone want to approach the great demon Lord Lu? The next moment, Jin Shun, who was standing next to Lu Lia, suddenly appeared beside Josie. Miss, we meet again from the Deer restaurant, he said, then put his arm around Josie's shoulder and walked to Lu Lia's side. This is the junior student I told you about, with excellent creativity. What a coincidence, don't you think? Lu Lia impatiently replied, Jin Shun, you're talking too much today. Not wanting to cause trouble, Josie quickly pushed Jin Shun away, making an excuse about family matters to leave. In her mind, she categorized Jin Shun as an annoying person who brings up unnecessary topics. Fang Yuan watched as everyone gathered around Josie. Grinding her teeth in anger, she thought, where did this cheap woman come from, acting like a lapdog around two men? Can't let her get too cocky. Just then, a waiter came by asking if they needed fresh champagne. Fang Yuan saw her opportunity. She quietly stuck out her foot to trip the waiter. As the waiter stumbled, the champagne spilled out. Just as it was about to soak Josie's clothes, Jinshin quickly pulled her away, shielding her. Josie is a member of my project team. Protecting team members is my duty. Lu Liang watched Jinshin's actions, sarcastically saying, "A few years abroad has made you quite kind-hearted." Seeing the stained clothes, the waiter quickly apologized. "I'm so sorry, both of you. The hotel has prepared new clothes. Please go upstairs to change." Jinshin grabbed Josie's hand, trying to pull her into the room. "Junior Josie, I actually have something to discuss with you privately." Feeling something was off, Josie cautiously said, "Whatever you want to say doesn't need to be said in a room. Don't think I haven't noticed your relationship with Lu Lia." Josie wondered if Jinshin had discovered she was Lu Lia's wife. Unexpectedly, Jinshin just took out his phone and took a photo with Josie. When Josie realized what happened, she quickly pushed him away. "Senior Jin, what do you mean by this?" Jinshin explained he had no ill intentions. He was just curious about how close Lu Liang and Josie were. Josie looked at him speechlessly. "You don't think Lu Liang actually cares, do you? Sending photos won't work." But Jinshin had already noticed Lu Liang's changes. "We'll see about that. He might already be here." Just then, there was a knock at the door, but it was Fang Yuan outside. She wanted to discuss the project with Jinshin. Josie, afraid of being seen alone with Jinshin, worried about Lu Liang's reaction if word got out. Jinshin had no such concerns. As he went to open the door for Fang Yuan, Josie spotted a cabinet and quickly hid inside. After entering, Fang Yuan looked around. She was sure she'd seen Josie enter the room with Jinshin earlier. Where was everyone else? Josie, hiding under the TV cabinet, thought Jinshin was deliberately trying to get her in trouble. Then Lu Liang came looking too. She warned Jinshin not to go too far, lest history repeat itself. Seeing Lu Liang, Fang Yuan thought excitedly how lucky she was if she could charm both men at once. So, Fang Yuan picked up her wine glass, took 2 steps, and pretended to trip towards Lu Lia. With such an obvious attempt to throw herself at him, she believed no man could miss such a hint. Unexpectedly, Lu Lia simply stepped aside, leaving Fang Yuan to fall empty-handed. She hit the nearby cabinet and fainted. Jinshin laughed, saying how interesting. Third brother can resist such beauty, yet gets anxious over a mere photo. Lu Lia ignored Jinshin and turned towards the TV cabinet, asking, "Have you seen enough?" Josie crawled out of the cabinet, quickly apologizing and carefully observing the interaction between the two. Thinking to herself, "So you're Josie. Your methods of climbing up are quite impressive." Then she made a phone call. "Is Son Zeki interested in my new energy project?" In the laboratory, Jinshin looked at everyone's submitted reports in fury. He had always hated rules and punishments. "But your attitude is really disappointing." Jinshin picked up a project proposal and said, "Senior Josie's design is quite interesting. The solar-powered furniture design is very good. But how to ensure safe and effective storage needs more consideration." Jinshin thought to himself that Josie had real talent. No wonder Lu Liang cared so much about her. Due to Jinshin's approval, everyone in the lab tried to get close to Josie. Fang Yuan stood aside thinking, just got praised a bit and already thinks she's something special. She planned to find a way to embarrass Josie. Fang Yuan affectionately pulled Josie. "Junior is so amazing. Let's go celebrate at a bar." Jinshin also thought this was a good suggestion, knowing there would be more drama to watch. At the bar, Josie hid in a corner. She had just promised Lu Lia she wouldn't make mistakes again. Now being at a bar behind her back felt like betrayal. She thought she should find an excuse to leave quickly. Fang Yuan watched as she sprinkled drugs into the glass. Acting like a good girl? One drink will reveal her true nature. But Josie declined Fang Yuan's toast, claiming she wasn't feeling well, and took the opportunity to slip away. Walking absent-mindedly, Josie accidentally broke what looked like an expensive cup. She rushed to apologize. "I'm very sorry, I didn't see it." Looking up, she realized the person she bumped into was the same one who deliberately crashed into Lu Liang's car last time. The man said honorably, "I'm glad you remember me. Since we're acquaintances, I'll reduce the compensation for this luminous cup." Josie nervously asked how much the reduction would be. The man replied, 1 million. What cup costs 1 million? He must be extorting money. The man explained it was a Song Dynasty Jade Luminous Cup. 1 million is already half price. However, if Josie is willing to join him in the private room for a chat, he could offer more discounts. Josie understood it wouldn't be just chatting. Someone capable of deliberately crashing cars must must be dangerous. The man admired Josie's calm mind. About Chinkton Ancient Street, don't you want to know more? Josie said coldly. If it's about the Ancient Street, I have nothing to say. You weasel can't have good intentions. This guy is clearly no good. Better to trust the reindeer demon king than him. Son Zeki shouted angrily. You dare call me a weasel? Someone bring her to the private room. Since you don't want to learn about Chinkton Ancient Street, let's discuss in detail how to compensate for my luminous cup. Seeing his angry expression, Josie realized Son Zeki had planned to capture her all along. In the private room, Son Zeki sat on the sofa and coldly gave Josie two choices. Either pay him 1 million or make a phone call to insult Lu Liang instead of paying the money. Josie said out loud that insulting him was a bargain compared to 1 million, while thinking to herself, although I don't know what Son Zeki is plotting, the chance to rightfully curse at Lu Liang doesn't come often. She then picked up her phone to call Lu Liang. Lu Liang was signing contracts in his office when he saw Son Zeki's call and answered it. Hearing Josie's voice, he wondered, why would Josie be with Son Zeki? Josie shouted into the phone. President Liu, you're the demon king with even charming nose hair. Please come to Night Color Bar quickly and beat up this weasel who's trying to scam me for 1 million. After realizing he'd been tricked by Josie, Son Zeki became very angry and quickly ordered his men to grab her. But he thought to himself, this girl indeed has a special relationship with Lu Liang. So he began to sow discord. Lu Liang seems to care about you quite a bit, but I wonder where you rank in his heart. Meanwhile, Son Zeki's phone kept ringing with calls from Lu Liang. Ignoring Lu Liang's calls, Son Zeki browsed his phone while saying, Lu Liang is married, you know. His wife is the vice president of Lu Corporation, a very capable career woman. While speaking, he showed Josie Lu Liang's wedding photo. Whether it's family background or education, do you think you have a chance? Instead of working hard on designs for a scumbag's new energy project, why not make a deal with me to give up the Chinkton Ancient Street project? Sell the design drawings to me. Josie looked at the ill-intentioned person before her and asked puzzledly, the new energy project isn't profitable right now. Why give up the benefits of Chinkton Ancient Street in exchange? Son Zeki leaned closer to Josie and said mysteriously, don't question my motives. I simply want to get revenge on him once. And don't worry, I won't let Lu Liang know you leaked the drawings to me. If you sell the designs, Chinkton Ancient Street can be preserved. Besides, Lu Liang isn't a good person anyway. Don't worry about him. Josie listened to Son Zeki's persuasion. She thought angrily to herself, can I really hurt Lu Liang this way? Why isn't that woman in the wedding photo me? The wedding photo must be Photoshop. Josie became frantic, struggling with what choice to make. 15 minutes later, Lu Liang arrived at Night Color Bar. He kicked open the door. He found Josie passed out on the table, mumbling, only kids make choices. I'm an adult. Lu Liang picked up Josie and asked, what did Son Zeki do to you? When Josie realized Lu Liang had arrived, she grabbed his suit and said angrily, this is all your fault, you scumbag. I'll bite you to death. While speaking, she headbutted Lu Liang. Lu Liang stopped her, saying don't go too far. Josie leaned into Lu Liang's arms, crying that her heart hurt. Lu Liang looked at the drunk Josie with a headache. Josie collapsed in Lu Liang's arms, still calling his name. As Lu Liang watched, Josie's alcohol-flushed face slowly drew closer. She suddenly lifted her head to meet Lu Liang's gaze, then promptly threw up on him before passing out. Lu Liang looked at Josie, who fell asleep right after causing trouble. He cursed angrily, you terrible woman. Though angry, Lu Liang still took Josie home. He carefully placed Josie on the bed. As soon as she touched the bed, Josie rolled over and fell into dreamland. In her dream, Josie had Lu Liang under her foot, doing whatever she wanted. Meanwhile, Lu Liang stood in the room, inhaling the familiar scent in the air, the same warm smell from his mother's embrace when she comforted him as a child. Lu Liang hadn't felt this familiar yet strange warmth for a long time. He gently touched Josie's cheek, feeling something slowly sprouting in his heart. The next day in the laboratory, Josie, now sober, sat at the lab bench, thinking quietly. She wondered whether the wedding photo Son Zeki showed her yesterday was real or fake, and whether she should make the deal with him. Selling the design would definitely save the ancient street. Why was she hesitating? Lu Liang had nothing to do with Josie. Loving him was like a moth to a flame. they would never work out. As Josie was caught in this internal struggle, a pair of researchers suddenly shouted from behind, "New Energy 2 could be this year's most promising market." Both Lou and Sun families have invested simultaneously. Josie also saw Sun Zeki's actions at the press conference. Sun Zeki announced that the Sun family had invested in a solar home appliance project. He claimed he obtained the patent and that it came about by chance while chatting with a friend at a bar. To support that friend's innovative spirit, he had even prepared a generous compensation. Sun Corporation would definitely develop new products and enter the market before Lou Corporation. Josie watched the press conference in shock, unable to believe how things had developed. At the bar, she had only said she would consider cooperating with Sun Zeki, but hadn't shown him any designs. Could Sun Zeki have taken advantage of her drunkenness to extract information? Everyone in the laboratory heard Sun Zeki's statement. Suddenly, suspicion and doubt surrounded Josie. A blue-haired researcher slapped Josie to the ground, saying, "You shameless thing, go die." That slap was like a declaration and conviction, nailing Josie to the pillar of shame as a traitor. Everyone believed Josie had leaked the designs, even though there was no evidence yet. Josie looked at everyone's different reactions, holding her face, not knowing how to defend herself. Even she began to doubt whether she had leaked the designs. Josie didn't know how things had turned out this way, but Lu Liang must be disappointed in her. Suddenly, applause from the laboratory door interrupted this farcical trial. Sun Zeki walked in slowly. He walked straight to the blue-haired researcher, grabbed his face and said, "With your shaved chin, nose job, double eyelid surgery, and tattooed eyebrows, you ugly thing. How dare you lay hands on my friend? I'll make your face split open." He threw the man to the ground. The blue-haired researcher, intimidated by Sun Zeki's presence, sat on the ground, not daring to resist. Sun Zeki walked to Josie and apologized gently, saying he was late and let her suffer such humiliation alone. He invited Josie to leave with him. His words were essentially announcing to everyone that Josie was the like-minded friend he mentioned. Whether or not Josie had leaked the designs to Sun Zeki, no one would believe in her innocence anymore. Meanwhile, at Lu Corporation building, many reporters gathered, eagerly questioning Lu Liang. They asked if Sun Corporation's investment in new energy would affect Lu Corporation. These reporters were clearly hired by Sun Zeki. They were deliberately trying to make Lu Corporation look foolish. Lu Liang ordered his secretary to delete all photos taken by reporters and destroy the cameras of those who wouldn't comply. It seemed the customs incident last time wasn't enough to teach Sun Zeki a lesson. Just then news about Josie arrived. Since Sun Zeki's visit to the laboratory, Josie had completely lost contact. When this news spread, everyone believed Josie had betrayed them. Lu Liang had given up many benefits for her and Qingtan Ancient Town. People felt it wasn't worth it for Lu Liang, surprised that such a capitalist would stumble because of a woman. Lu Liang stopped everyone from slandering Josie, saying it was too early to draw conclusions. He would thoroughly investigate who had betrayed him. Lu Liang went alone to the Qingtan Ancient Street nursing home. Grandfather was puzzled to see Lu Liang alone. Lu Liang explained that Josie was in a bad mood and avoiding him. Grandfather smiled knowingly upon hearing this. He said it was normal for young couples to have conflicts and suggested Lu Liang check the abandoned warehouse on the west side of Ancient Street, where Josie used to hide when she was young. In the abandoned warehouse, Josie was calling an old classmate for help, but her phone died before she could finish. Josie angrily threw her phone on the ground. Of all times to run out of battery, it had to be in such a remote place with nowhere to charge. Josie thought, if only she could inject power into phones like plants. Suddenly, Josie seemed to have an insight about a new energy approach. Lu Liang found the abandoned warehouse and went in to take Josie home. Josie saw Lu Liang's sudden appearance. She was startled. "It's over, it's over. The devil Lu must be here to settle accounts." If Lu Liang's loss is 50 million, it would take 833 years of work to repay. Josie timidly negotiated with Lu Liang. "I don't have money to compensate for your loss." Lu Liang walked up to Josie, slowly squatted down. "Why didn't you discuss it with me? Why run away alone?" Josie cried in protest, saying she wasn't worthy of being with Lu Liang now. Lu Liang asked Josie if she really leaked the blueprints to Sun Zeki. Josie covered her head, mumbling about that day at the bar. Although Sun Zeki tempted her with Qingtan Street, she never agreed. Why did the blueprints still get leaked? Lu Liang's tense lips finally showed a smile. "Not bad. you haven't disappointed me too much. Since you're not involved, come home with me. Josie pulled away from Lu Liang's hand. She would definitely create an even better plan. She couldn't let son Zeki get away with this. Just then, the ground beneath them suddenly cracked, and they both fell down. During the fall, they accidentally kissed. Josie was so shocked she froze. Lu Liang lay on the ground and asked, "Are you planning something by sitting on me?" Josie immediately jumped away, explaining it was just an accident. Lu Liang straightened his clothes, saying it was a terrible experience. Josie angrily shouted, "Kissing you, you devil, is the most unfortunate thing in the world." Lu Liang covered Josie's mouth to quiet her down. "There's an echo here. This seems more than just an ordinary cave." They explored ahead with flashlights. Josie grabbed Lu Liang's clothes, saying fearfully, "We'd better not move around. It's better to wait for your assistant to rescue us." As she spoke, her foot kicked something. Josie screamed in fear. Lu Liang looked at what appeared before them. He couldn't help but marvel at the unexpected discovery below. Countless precious antiques were piled up before them. No wonder the Sun family kept refusing when Lu Liang wanted to buy the other half of Qingtan Street. They were secretly hoarding cultural relics. Hearing Lu Liang's remarks, Josie secretly wondered if he wanted to buy all of Qingtan Street for her sake. As if reading her mind, Lu Liang directly told Josie, "Don't daydream." 2 hours later, the assistant arrived with bodyguards to meet Lu Liang. Lu Liang ordered to seal the cave entrance, leaving one person to hide and report immediately if anyone from the Sun family appeared. The assistant, seeing Lu Liang safe and sound, approached with teary eyes, then blamed Josie. "It's all because you disappeared. The young master hasn't rested well for 3 days and nights." Only then did Josie realize that Lu Liang wasn't completely indifferent to her. Lu Liang gave the assistant a threatening look, wondering when the assistant became so talkative. Before Lu Liang could scold them, a loud growl was heard. The assistant and Josie quickly denied it was them. Lu Liang fell into embarrassed silence. That evening in Lu Liang's villa, Josie put on an apron and stood at the stove ready to show her skills. She wanted to make a good chicken noodle soup to nourish the devil Lu. She then started cooking according to the recipe. Lu Liang sat at the dining table, watching Josie busy in the kitchen. He felt that warm atmosphere, so comfortable, so nostalgic, making one want to indulge in it. When Josie finished cooking, she found Lu Liang had fallen asleep at the table, head propped on his hand. Josie remembered what Panda said about him not resting for 3 days and nights. He must be exhausted. Suddenly, Lu Liang's hand slipped. Just as he was about to hit the table, Josie rushed over to catch him. Lu Liang leaned into Josie's arms. At such close distance, Josie was enveloped in Lu Liang's presence, able to see even his individual hairs. Asleep, Lu Liang didn't have his usual cold demeanor, appearing much more peaceful. Lu Liang, leaning in Josie's arms, had actually already awakened. Perhaps because Josie's embrace was too warm, Lu Liang allowed himself to indulge in it. Right now, the little voice in Lu Liang's mind was having an internal struggle. One voice said Josie's embrace was warm, suggesting he should just stay asleep forever. Another voice said Josie worked hard to make chicken noodle soup, so he should get up and praise her. The two little voices chattered noisily in Lu Liang's mind. Lu Liang couldn't help but open his eyes. When Josie noticed Lu Liang was awake, she quickly explained that she was worried he would fall. She didn't mean to hug him. There was no other intention. Lu Liang awkwardly praised Josie for cooking. Her chicken noodle soup was surprisingly delicious. Watching Lu Liang eat, Josie thought how nice it would be if this were really her home, being able to eat with Lu Liang every day. Lu Liang shyly pinched Josie's cheek. "Who gave you permission to stare at me? Hurry up and eat your own noodles." After breaking free, Josie glumly continued eating. Suddenly, she thought of something important. She would definitely crush that Sun dog completely. When Josie walked into the lab, she was predictably driven away by everyone. But Josie stood there, neither humble nor arrogant. She sincerely said, "Although I don't know who leaked the plan this time, I've done my best to make up for it. I hope everyone can join me in defeating the despicable Sun Corporation." Please watch Lu Corporation's latest press conference. At the press conference, Lu Liang announced that the solar power bank had entered the development phase. What Sun Corporation released a few days ago was actually Lu Corporation's discarded plan. They hoped next time Lu Corporation would be smarter when stealing plans. With this news, Lu Corporation stock hit the limit up, while Sun Corporation stock plummeted and faced legal investigation. Jing Shun was shocked looking at her phone. In just 3 days, Lu Liang had found a solution. Sun Zeki couldn't help but message to ask if the plan Jing Shun gave him was really abandoned. Jing Shun looked at Josie in the crowd, surprised that even in such difficulties, she hadn't given up and had fought back well. Lu Liang had really found an extraordinary woman. However, she wanted to see how long Josie could persist. So she opened her phone and messaged little Lu's sister, asking if she was interested in the position of Mrs. Lu. At the airport, Zhao Anna walked out slowly. Suddenly, a child bumped into her. Who dares to be so careless? The child's mother quickly bowed and apologized. The bodyguard took out tissues to wipe Zhao Anna's coat. This person generates tens of thousands in profit per minute for the company. Can you afford any problems? Zhao Anna left saying, "Watch where you're going." The bodyguard nervously asked from behind whether to go to Lu Corporation first or home. Zhao Anna decided to go to Lu's villa first to see what kind of wife Lu Liang had married. In Lu Liang's villa, Josie had just finished cleaning. Living in Lu Liang's villa for free, she should do some housework occasionally. Josie fantasized about Lu Liang discovering how spotlessly clean she'd made the house and imperiously giving her 1,000,000 yuan as a reward. The doorbell suddenly rang. Josie wondered if the devil Lu had come home early and walked slowly to the door. But she found a strange woman instead. Both were shocked to see each other. Zhao Anna quickly sized up Josie's rough skin, messy hair, and shabby clothes, immediately concluding she was a maid. She walked into the living room and asked, "I heard Lu Liang got married. Where's his wife?" Josie also realized this woman was the one from Lu Liang's wedding photo that Sun Zeki had shown her. Miss Sun asked Josie if she had contact information for Lu Liang's wife. Josie refused to reveal anything, noticing that Zhao Anna completely looked down on her. Zhao Anna made herself at home on the sofa and ordered Josie to make tea. She said she would wait until Lu Liang's wife returned. Josie felt this woman had an unusual relationship with Lu Liang and didn't seem like someone easy to deal with. No one would guess that someone as ordinary as Josie was Lu Liang's wife, so she obediently went to make tea. She thoughtfully offered to help contact Lu Liang. After Zhao Anna refused, she said Lu Liang knew she would come, then prepared to pick up her teacup. Josie quickly tried to stop her, warning that the tea was hot, but it was too late. The scalding tea spilled from the cup. The cup fell and shattered on the floor. Zhao Anna angrily accused Josie. "What kind of maid are you? Is this how you treat guests?" Josie crouched down to clean up the broken cup, saying pitifully, "I did warn you." She secretly thought. Thankfully, she hadn't revealed that she was Lu Liang's wife. Otherwise, she would have been eaten alive. In a moment of carelessness, Josie's hand was cut by a piece of broken glass. "You have no right to scold my people." With a loud door opening, Lu Liang returned home. He pulled Josie up from the ground, saying, "You don't need to do such things in the future." Zhao Anna observed their intimate behavior, thinking about how Sun Zeki mentioned Lu Liang had a mistress. This made seem not so simple. Lu Liang stared directly at Josie's wound. Just when Josie thought Lu Liang would kiss it, he instead pushed her injured hand back to her chest, telling her to bandage it herself. Indeed, she shouldn't expect too much from Lu Liang. Zhao Anna couldn't stand it anymore and mockingly said that Lu Liang was a married man. It wasn't appropriate to hold a maid's hand like that. Lu Liang impatiently replied, "Are you telling me what to do, or do you think being a general manager gives you the right to meddle in my affairs? Disappear before I call security." Zhao Anna was frightened by Lu Liang's cold tone. To find out about the woman he married, she would have to investigate at the Lu family home. At the Lu family villa, Guan Minjun warmly embraced Zhao Anna and told her about recent events in the Lu family. For instance, Qing Han's fiancée was pregnant, and she would soon have a grandchild. Zhao Anna was shocked. When Guan Minjun called her earlier, Lu Qinghan was still in a vegetative state. How could he suddenly have a child? Before Guan Minjun could explain, Cursing came from outside. The prestigious Liu family breaks engagements without compensation. The son is promiscuous. Is this how noble families behave? The person outside was cursing while throwing stones at the villa windows. When security tried to stop them, they became even more aggressive, saying, "Go ahead, kill me if you dare." Inside, Guan Minjun was also troubled. First, Liu Qinghan's accident, then the third young master's marriage problems. The Liu family was having bad luck lately. Zhao Anna was shocked to hear this. Wasn't Liu Liang already married? How strange that his wife shared the same name as that intimate maid. Guan Minjun quickly explained to Zhao Anna that it was just a temporary fake marriage with an actress due to scandal pressure. It didn't count. In terms of family background and talent, the Liu family still preferred Zhao Anna. Zhao Anna understood after hearing this. The intimate maid was just a front. The real situation was probably that the uncle was involved with his nephew's ex-girlfriend. Though she thought this, Zhao Anna remained outwardly friendly, giving her prepared gifts to Guan Minjun while asking about Liu Qinghan's ex-girlfriend. Meanwhile, at the nursing home, Josie was pushing her grandfather's wheelchair during a walk. Worried about his health, she suggested she could visit her mother's grave alone this time, and grandfather shouldn't go personally. Looking at the graceful Josie, grandfather prepared to tell her a secret he had kept for many years, that Zheng Li was not Josie's biological father. Josie was shocked to hear this, but somehow it made sense. No wonder he had treated her so badly, since he wasn't her real father. Grandfather continued, saying that when Lin Wanjun returned home pregnant, she refused to reveal who Josie's biological father was. Grandfather only knew that the man was suddenly sent abroad, and Lin Wanjun couldn't abort due to health reasons. In that era, unmarried pregnancy among college students was scandalous. Since Zheng Li liked Lin Wanjun, she took the opportunity to marry him. But after Lin Wanjun became infertile due to overworking for Zheng Li's business, his attitude changed immediately. From then on, he started causing trouble. Josie felt heartbroken for her mother. Grandfather looked at Josie, sadly asking her not to blame Lin Wanjun. Mom Lin just wanted to give Josie a complete family. Suddenly, several messages popped up on Josie's phone. She picked it up and found they were from an anonymous account. Several photos. All were intimate photos of Josie and Liu Liang. The sender used these photos to blackmail Josie, wanting to meet Liu Liang's wife. Josie immediately questioned their identity and purpose, but there was no response. With no choice, Josie decided to visit her mother's grave first. She kept thinking about this problem on the way, but when approaching the cemetery, all cars were stopped and forbidden to enter. Josie guessed some VIP must be visiting the cemetery. Sure enough, while Josie was visiting her mother, staff let in someone claiming to be Zhou Exine, a Wuqing University classmate. This person seemed very familiar with Lin Wanjun, saying they had just returned to the country and heard about Lin Wanjun's death. They were close friends before, and they couldn't bear to see Lin Wanjun's memorial tablet cramped in this small place. They offered to pay to move the tablet to Shimu Mountain in the western suburbs and came to get Josie's consent. Josie didn't want others to spend money, but thinking of her mother's hardships in life, she was somewhat moved. So Josie thought of a win-win solution. She would write an IOU to this kind person, and if they accepted it, she would agree to their proposal. The person smiled upon hearing this, sighing that Josie was as stubborn as her mother, then handed Josie a business card. Just as Josie took the card, her phone buzzed in her pocket. It was another message from the anonymous person. If you don't want your affair exposed, come alone to the stone bridge at Qingtan Ancient Street. After reading this, Josie hurriedly said goodbye to Zhou Mulin and left in a hurry. Zhou Mulin stayed alone at Lin Wanjun's grave, silently promising to make up for what he owed her. At Qingtan Ancient Street, though walking into a trap seemed foolish, ignoring it wasn't an option. Josie arrived at the destination, out of breath. She found Zhao Anna already waiting on the bridge. Zhao Anna said condescendingly, "You came quite quickly." Josie immediately questioned Zhao Anna about the purpose of sending such messages. Zhao Anna leaned close to Josie and said, "I really don't understand. Ordinary face, ordinary education, ordinary background. How did Liu Liang fall for you? Or are you just good at seducing men?" Seeing Zhao Anna rambling, Josie turned to leave. Zhao Anna pulled out a phone containing everything about Josie and Liu Liang, set to automatically send to reporters and Liu's grandfather. She said she didn't like people begging her, but rather preferred them admitting their mistakes first. If Josie didn't want things exposed, she should know what to do. Then she threw the phone into the river. That evening at Lu Corporation's entrance, Lu Liang unusually left work on time. Even his assistant was surprised. Was this what marriage did to a man, making him think only of wife and home? Lu Liang explained it was the anniversary of Josie's mother's death, and he worried Josie might cause trouble. The assistant was touched that his boss would remember Josie's mother's death anniversary. Just then, the car radio broadcast news. At Qingtan Ancient Street, Riverside, a woman had jumped into the river for unknown reasons. The assistant realized it was Josie. Lu Liang rushed to the hospital and anxiously waited outside the emergency room. Then, a patient who failed to be resuscitated was wheeled out. Looking at the body, Lu Liang collapsed into a chair in disbelief, remembering Josie's gentle and caring nature. Why did Josie's disappearance from his world make him feel so painful? Lu Lia suddenly realized how important Josie had become to her. Just then, there was a commotion nearby. It was Josie's voice. She was still alive. Josie was arguing with a nurse, saying she had to go to the police station to retrieve something important. Lu Lia rushed forward to hug Josie, relieved she was alive. Josie said she wouldn't die before getting her revenge, though she felt shy inside. Just then, the assistant suddenly appeared, saying they had discovered why Josie jumped into the river. The two quickly separated when someone approached. Lu Liang held up a document folder, asking if the suicide attempt was about their fake marriage documents inside. Josie snatched the folder, saying angrily that she was just worried about protecting his reputation. She had grabbed the folder, but was knocked unconscious by the river's current. Lu Liang smiled wryly, saying she was adorably foolish, and told her to rest well after the checkup. He would handle the Zhao Anna situation. Looking at the handsome Lu Lia, Josie thought angrily not to let her heart waver again. In a cautious room at night, Zhao Anna downed her drink in one go. She angrily said she had worked hard to become worthy of Lu Lia, helping manage the company, but she was fired from Lu Corporation for some lowly woman. How was that fair? Jingshan slowly sipped his drink, watching the enraged Zhao Anna. He thought to himself that while he initially thought Josie was ordinary, she unexpectedly had some skills. Zhao Anna grabbed Jingshan's arm, suggesting since neither could have their desired person, they should have fun together. Jingshan pushed her away, saying he had no interest in women, silently adding, except for Josie in his mind. Jingshan raised his glass to Zhao Anna, saying it would soon be his birthday, and he would personally prepare a good show. At the suburban villa's entrance, Josie stood panting with her luggage. Jingshan had invited Josie to his birthday party. She wanted to refuse, especially after the suspicious design leak incident, but was ultimately convinced by Xiao Lu to come. Zhao Anna questioned her sister about being close to Josie. Xiao Lu patiently tried to persuade Zhao Anna, hoping she would return from her misguided path. She didn't want to lose her last remaining relative. Zhao Anna mockingly said, "You're always the loved one. You'll never understand my feelings." Josie realized they were actually sisters, but their relationship didn't seem good. After arguing with Xiao Lu, Zhao Anna left angrily. Josie rushed to comfort Xiao Lu, who explained that Zhao Anna just craved love too much, especially after their parents' death. She slowly explained to Josie, "You must be curious why Lu Lia and I are so close. Though I don't know what hardships Lu Lia faced as a child, she and I found comfort in each other after losing our parents. Anna has always liked Lu Lia, but Lu Lia didn't return those feelings. Instead, she's cared for Xiao Lu for years, making Anna increasingly extreme." Josie wanted to comfort her, but Xiao Lu quickly brightened up and pulled Josie away to prepare for the birthday party. By the villa's pool, Jingshan skillfully controlled the event, thanking everyone for attending his birthday party, which was also a pool party. He announced they would vote for the sexiest man and woman. The winners would receive mysterious gifts from the birthday boy. Xiao Lu pushed out Josie in her swimsuit, telling her this was her chance to captivate Lu Lia. But Josie felt awkward, as this was her first time attending such an event. She was still quite shy. Jingshan wrapped his arm around Lu Lia's shoulder, commenting on Josie's amazing figure. Other men in the pool were also complimenting Josie's physique. Lu Lia's face darkened as she watched Josie playing in the water. Didn't she know she was married? How dare she were so little in front of other men? Josie invited Lu Liang to join in. Lu Liang left the pool saying boring, but her ears turned red. Seeing Lu Liang's reaction, Josie wondered why she even bothered. Just then, Xiao Lu came up saying she had a good idea. Josie instinctively objected, saying it wasn't appropriate. But Xiao Lu pushed Josie underwater, shouting that Josie was drowning. Hearing Josie was drowning, Lu Liang immediately jumped into the pool to save her, forgetting she couldn't swim. After jumping in, Lu Liang choked on water and passed out. Josie watched Lu Lia in shock. Wasn't she supposed to save me? How did she end up drowning instead? Looks like I'll have to be the hero. While dragging the unconscious Lu Liang to shore, Josie thought, so you're not invincible after all. Josie laid Lu Liang on the shore, shouting for someone to call a doctor. Xiao Lu said the doctor was on the way and suggested giving CPR. Josie blushed immediately. She panicked, thinking although it wouldn't be their first kiss, that time was an accident and she felt nothing. Plus, with so many people around, photos might cause rumors. So Josie asked Jing Shun to perform CPR instead. Jing Shun, who had been watching from the side, was stunned by the request. Without thinking, Josie pulled him down. The crowd gasped, shocked to see the CO almost kiss a man. Just before their lips met, Lu Liang suddenly woke up, covering her mouth as she sat up. Jing Shun casually waved it off as an accident, explaining he was trying to give CPR. Then he announced, "We witnessed a very heroic moment today. So I've decided to give this mysterious gift to Lu Lia and Josie. I hope you have a wonderful evening." Josie never expected the mysterious gift would be a shared room, especially one filled with such romantic ambience. She thought she had hidden it well, but Xiao Lu had seen through everything and asked Jing Shun to change the mysterious gift. Lying in bed, Josie wondered if Lu Lia would come, why she hadn't come yet, and if Lu Lia jumping in to save her meant she cared about Josie. In the hotel garden, Zhao Anna met with Lu Lia, apologizing and hoping to return to Lu Corporation. She asked for forgiveness for her previous irrational behavior. Lu Liang checked her watch impatiently, saying there was no room for discussion and she had other plans. Zhao Anna asked if she was so eager to see Josie. Suddenly, the bright resort hotel went completely dark. Zhao Anna thought the surprise would turn into horror. Alone in the room, Josie felt scared. She considered calling Lu Liang, but ultimately decided against it. The doorknob suddenly turned, and the door opened. Josie fearfully asked if it was Lu Liang. The person didn't answer and covered Josie's mouth from behind. Josie immediately held her breath. Another sneak attack from behind. She wouldn't fall for it twice. Josie slowly stopped struggling. Following the person's force, she lay down, wanting to see what they planned to do. Was it another plot against Lu Lia? But in the darkness, it was Jing Shun who said, "Josie, you took photos to create rumors and stayed by third brother's side. I'll give you a taste of your own medicine. Let's see if third brother will keep you around once your reputation is ruined." Lu Liang quickly returned to the hotel. Worried about Josie, he knocked on the door asking, "Josie, are you in there?" A loud scream came from the room. "Go to hell." Lu Lia recognized Josie's voice and immediately kicked the door open. Inside, Josie was beating someone hiding under the blanket with a lamp. "How dare you try to take advantage of me? Take this." Josie turned and saw Lu Lia at the door. Lu Lia knelt beside the bed and said tenderly to Josie, "I'm sorry you had to suffer. I came too late." Seeing Lu Lia, all of Josie's pent-up emotions finally burst out. She threw herself at Lu Lia, crying, "You finally came? I almost got taken advantage of." Lu Liang held Josie lovingly, comforting her. "It's okay now. Leave everything to me." Jing Shun, wrapped in the blanket, quietly tried to sneak towards the door. Lu Liang shouted stop and yanked off the blanket, saying, "You think I don't know who sent you just because you run?" Exposed, Jing Shun still tried to defend himself. "I saw third brother and Anna dating in the garden. Thought Josie must be lonely, so I kindly came to comfort her." Josie retorted, "You clearly tried to drug me. That was obviously malicious intent." Lu Lia grabbed Jing Shun's collar, saying, "I gave you a chance after the design leak incident, but you still haven't learned." Jing Shun suddenly seemed triggered and shouted, "Why? Why am—" He questioned Lu Lia through tears. "Someone so ordinary. Why is he always hovering around you? It's so annoying." Lu Liang knocked him down, stepping on Jing Shun's head, saying, "Josie is my wife now. You have no right to interfere. Since you like teaming up with Sun Zeki, go to him." Jing Shun stared at Lu Liang, mumbling, "Does our friendship mean nothing compared to Josie?" The broken circuit was finally fixed, and the room's disturbance was discovered. Xiao Lu arrived and asked shocked, "Oh my God, what are you all doing?" Then she grabbed Josie's hand, concernedly asking, "Josie, you're so pale. During the blackout, you didn't answer my calls. What happened?" Josie walked aside and explained what happened to Xiao Lu. They sat on the couch. Josie said regretfully, Lu Lia and Jinshin used to be close friends, but they fell out because of me. Xiao Lu nodded understandingly. She comforted, it's not your fault. They had similar issues back in high school. Back then, Jinshin's parents were always abroad, leaving him alone. Though wealthy, he was very withdrawn. Classmates discriminated against him. Despite his family's wealth, he was isolated due to his appearance and build. Until that day, when Lu Lia drove away Jinshin's bullies. Lu Lia's appearance was like a light for the withdrawn Jinshin. Afterward, Jinshin stayed close to Lu Lia, but he became too dependent, leading to many extreme actions. He did terrible things to Lu Lia's first girlfriend, causing her to become disabled and unable to stand, forcing her to leave school. Finally, his parents forcibly sent him abroad, while Lu Lia took all the responsibility. After hearing this, Josie said sympathetically, he must have endured so much pain he shouldn't have. Xiao Lu comforted her, saying, though third brother seems cold, he actually cares deeply about relationships. Tonight, why don't you heal his emotional wounds with your body? Hearing this, Josie blushed and shouted, Xiao Lu, don't say such things. It's not like that between us. But Xiao Lu had already left leisurely, wishing Josie and Lu Liang a happy nightlife before departing. After resolving everything, Lu Lia loosened his ties, saying, it's late, let's go to bed. Josie's heart started racing. Is he going to undress? Is he suggesting we sleep together? Josie pointed at the bed, saying, but there's only one bed. Where will you sleep? Lu Lia replied helplessly, the bed is so wide. Why would I sleep on the couch? In the quiet night, lying on the same bed, Josie shyly said, Lu Lia, thank you for coming to save me in time. That feeling of being protected feels really good. I now understand Jinshin's feelings a bit. Lu Liang glanced at Josie and said coldly, Josie, you've taken all the blanket. What about me? Josie explained embarrassedly, I'm just afraid you might do something to me. Hearing this, Lu Liang suddenly turned and pinned Josie down, leaning close with a mischievous smile. Is this what you're worried about? Seeing Lu Lia getting closer, Josie nervously closed her eyes, feeling both scared and anticipating, thinking, is this day finally here? Josie didn't understand why she wasn't refusing and even felt somewhat expectant. One moment of indulgence should be fine, right? Lu Lia gently asked Josie if it was okay. After Josie agreed, everything happened naturally. The next morning, Josie woke up finding herself in Lu Liang's arms. Did they really do it last night? Lu Liang coldly looked at Josie. Not only do you sleep badly, but you also have erotic dreams. Are you trying to keep me awake? Josie instinctively hugged Lu Liang tighter. He angrily shouted, how long are you going to keep hugging? Josie weakly said, something down there is poking me. I'm afraid to move. Lu Lia pushed Josie away in embarrassment, thinking he needed to go home and change clothes. Damn, he actually got aroused in front of her. Josie sat on the bed, thinking shyly, so it was all a dream. Somehow feels a bit disappointing. In the lab, everyone discussed Jinshin's absence from their project, wondering if something happened. Josie remembered Jinshin created this project just to get close to Lu Lia. Suddenly, someone appeared at the door. He introduced himself. Hello everyone, I'm Song Yuan, your new project leader. Everyone looked at him in surprise. They recognized him as the genius senior who won the gold medal representing G University at the World Robotics Competition 4 years ago. Josie looked at him excitedly. It's Brother Yuan. Back then, Josie studied hard to get into Tech University just for Brother Yuan. But for some reason, after the robotics competition, he completely disappeared. At the university gate in the evening, Josie ran quickly towards Song Yuan, happily greeting him. She asked where he'd been these for years, thinking he'd gone abroad. Song Yuan said he'd been in China treating his heart condition. Josie asked, how did you get heart disease? You used to help chase away students who bullied me. Song Yuan patiently explained that it was discovered during his college entrance physical exam. Due to his good grades, G University made an exception to admit him. But after the computer competition, he had to take a break for treatment. Josie said regretfully, is this heaven's jealousy of talent? Just then, someone interrupted their conversation. They called out to Josie, Madam, the master sent me to take you home. Song Yuan looked at Josie in shock, surprised that she was married. Josie frantically explained, there's actually a story behind this. It's a long story. Josie awkwardly explained, feeling embarrassed to talk about marriage in front of her childhood crush. Song Yuan sighed. After 4 years apart, things really have changed. Josie sighed, it's not what you think. Although I'm married, I'll divorce eventually. Hearing this, Song Yuan's eyes widened in shock. Does your husband treat you badly? Josie explained. Our marriage is just a business arrangement. It's not what you think at all. At this moment, the driver urged, Madam, the boss is waiting for you to cook dinner at home. Josie looked at the driver, then at Song Yuan, and decided to leave first. Otherwise, Lu Lia would find fault again. Song Yuan watched Josie leave, muttering, Did I come back too late? Back home? Josie thought it was strange that the workaholic wasn't working overtime. Lu Lia asked Josie, I heard you're very familiar with the new project leader at the lab? Josie replied, He's a very gentle brother, just like your relationship with Senior Jean Shun. Lu Lia thought about it. Their relationship is like him and Jean Shin. Does Josie like him? Meanwhile, Josie recalled the scene when she and Song Yuan got out of prison. At that time, Josie was feeling hopeless for some reasons, feeling abandoned by the whole world. She was about to jump into the river. Right before jumping, Song Yuan caught her. He looked at Josie and said, Of course your life has meaning, because I like you. Although Song Yuan's I like you was just an expedient measure, it was still the first time someone told Josie they liked her. It was hard not to be moved. Lu Lia impatiently turned away. Enough, I don't want to hear your memories. He pulled Josie close. You've forgotten your position again. No matter who you like, as long as you're under contract, you're not allowed to think about other men. Josie blushed in Lu Lia's embrace, thinking these words sounded a bit like jealousy. But she pushed Lu Lia away, thinking she shouldn't think too much to avoid false hope. While Josie was cooking, her phone on the table buzzed. Lu Liang looked and saw a message from Song Yuan. Xiaoxi, I'll wait for you at the school gate tomorrow morning. Let's go to the lab together. Lu Liang thought, damn these two, trying to date right under my nose. The next morning, Lu Liang unusually drove Josie to the school gate. We're almost at school. Remember what I told you last night? Josie promised to remember, but thought helplessly that Lu Liang was acting like a prison guard. After getting out of the car and saying goodbye to Lu Liang, Song Yuan happened to greet Josie from behind. Good morning, Xiaoxi. I passed by our old school gate and bought your favorite meat rolls. Josie looked at Song Yuan in surprise. You still remember my favorite meat rolls? The morning rules with Lu Liang were already forgotten. After all, who could resist the temptation of good food? Just as Josie was about to be lured away by the food, Lu Liang grabbed her hand and pulled her back. Then he directly kissed her. Josie was shocked by Lu Liang's actions. Lu Liang looked provocatively at Song Yuan, daring him to seduce Josie in front of him. Song Yuan thought darkly, isn't this man the CEO of Lu Corporation? So he's Xiaoxi's husband, Lu Liang, deliberately making the atmosphere between him and Josie ambiguous. I forgot to give you a good morning kiss today. Leave class early today and come back with me. The Lu family elder misses your fruit tea. Josie thought puzzlingly. Since Josie Zhongli's incident at the Lu family, she doubted anyone would want to see her. Then, Lu Liang said to Song Yuan, I heard from Josie that you've known each other since childhood. Please take care of her at school. Walking through school with Song Yuan, Josie belatedly realized that Lu Liang had revealed their marriage relationship in front of others. So she awkwardly said to Song Yuan, Brother Yuan, I need your help with something. Lu Liang and I are married. Please keep this a secret. After all, I haven't graduated yet. Studies should come first now. After hearing this, Song Yuan had a plan. He tentatively said, Of course, but I'd like to ask Xiaoxi for a favor too. I came back because I told my parents my girlfriend was here. They insist on meeting her, so I was hoping you could pretend to be my girlfriend. Josie apologetically said, I'm afraid I can't help you given my current status. Song Yuan showed understanding and walked away. Josie stood there thinking, so Brother Yuan still doesn't have a girlfriend. If this were in the past, at this moment, it was as if Lu Liang was tugging at Josie's rationality. Josie, you're my woman, don't think about other men. Josie mentally punched that thought out of her head. That evening in the Lu mansion, Madame Yao took Josie to visit Lu Qinghan. Madame Yao said to Lu Qinghan, Qinghan, Xiaoxi is here to see you. Lu Qinghan's hand moved slightly. Madame Yao wept with joy. Oh heavens, there's really a response. Josie, quickly say something to Qinghan. Pushed to Lu Qinghan's bedside, Josie reluctantly said, Qinghan, you're going to be a father soon. Remember to wake up soon. Madame Yao kept thanking heaven. Thank God, my Qinghan will soon. Lu Liang interrupted by knocking on the door. he sent Josie away, leaving only Yao and Ran, Lu Liang, and Lu Qinghan in the room. Yao and Ran got straight to the point. The doctor says Josie's frequent massages for Qinghan are helping, so I think, before she could finish, Lu Liang interrupted, "Don't we already have a new daughter-in-law?" Yao and Ran obsessively said, "The fortune teller says Guan Minjun's zodiac doesn't match with Qinghan's. Even if they have a child, they shouldn't marry this year. Why not let Josie bring some luck instead?" In the kitchen, while peeling apples, Josie thought about Lu Jia repeatedly breaking off engagements. So untrustworthy. Would Lu Liang agree to Yao and Ran's proposal? Just then, Guan Minjun stood at the door sneering, "I heard there's a guest. So it's the beggar from the Qiao family." Josie stabbed the knife into the apple and said viciously, "Yes, I'm a beggar, and I'm very interested in that golden nugget in your belly." Guan Minjun stepped back in fear. "Don't you dare do anything." Josie said nonchalantly, "I have nothing to lose now. You'd better be careful." Guan Minjun said through gritted teeth, "Josie, just you wait. When I become the Lu family's matriarch, you're dead." But Josie saw things more clearly. Probably when the child is born, that's when she'll be abandoned by the Lu family. In the living room, Josie served fruit tea to old Master Lu. He asked if Josie was busy at school and if she had a boyfriend. Josie understood old Master Lu was gathering information for Yao and Ran, so she said, "To be honest, I do have a new boyfriend." Old Master Lu looked at Josie disapprovingly. "How's his family background? Can it compare to the Lu family?" Just then, Lu Lia appeared. He coldly mocked, "Why care so much about someone unrelated? Josie, I heard your school's new energy project is busy. Why are you still hanging around the Lu house?" Josie immediately understood Lu Lia's intention and went along. "Right, I need to get back to school for a group meeting." But before leaving, Josie accidentally burned her hand with spilled fruit tea. Yao and Ran directed the maid to get medicine for Josie. Lu Lia said indifferently, "She's not someone important, no need to make such a fuss." Josie gave Lu Liang a sad look before fleeing the Lu house. Hearing Lu Liang say she was someone unrelated hurt deeply. Josie felt terrible inside. At that moment, the distance between them felt as far as that between humans and stars. Lu Lia returned to his room and angrily punched the mirror, shattering it. Earlier, he had been talking with Yao and Ran in the room. Yao and Ran had heard from Anna that he and Josie had been getting close lately. She suspected Lu Lia had taken a liking to that poor girl Josie. Lu Lia denied it. "Sister-in-law, you shouldn't listen to outsiders. Besides, I'm married now. Even though it's fake, I wouldn't ruin Lu Corporation's image for a woman." Yao and Ran patted Lu Lia's shoulder. "If you damage Lu Corporation's image, it'll be troublesome when Qinghan takes over." Back alone at Lu Lia's villa, after showering, Josie thought Lu Lia would probably stay at the main house tonight. But as soon as she left the bathroom, she saw Lu Lia standing by the door. She happily asked, "Why did you come back? Why are you standing there silently?" Lu Lia walked to Josie's side. "This is my house. Can I come back?" Josie explained nervously, "I thought you'd stay at the main house tonight." Lu Lia embraced her and said intimately, "What a coincidence. Dressed like this, it would be a waste not to do something." Josie half-heartedly refused, but ultimately couldn't resist Lu Lia's temptation. Early the next morning, Josie woke up to find Lu Lia sleeping beside her. Remembering what happened yesterday, she was mortified. She tried to sneak away from the scene, but was stopped by the awakened Lu Lia. After last night's intimacy, Josie spent the whole day in a daze. She walked absent-mindedly through the nursing home. She bumped into someone. It was Song Yuan. Josie wondered why he was at the nursing home. Song Yuan explained he was visiting his grandfather. Only then did Josie notice the elderly man. Grandfather teased, "Josie, why do you only have eyes for Yuan?" Josie felt embarrassed. She sweetly cheered up grandfather, and the grandparent and grandchild spent a very pleasant morning. After the visit, Song Yuan offered to take Josie home. She wanted to refuse, but unexpectedly ran into Song Yuan's parents. Song Yuan introduced Josie to his parents. They thought, introducing her right away, this must be the girlfriend their son had mentioned. Thus a perfect misunderstanding arose. Before Josie could explain, they invited her to lunch and whisked her into their car before she could refuse. At the restaurant, Song Yuan's mother chatted enthusiastically with Josie. Everyone was talking and eating together, creating a very lively atmosphere. Son Zeki happened to be dining at the same restaurant. Seeing Josie, he gleefully called Lu Liang. "Lu Liang, guess what I saw? Your Josie is having lunch with Song Yuan's parents." She's meeting the family. He was cut off before finishing. Lu Liang was furious after hearing this. He immediately dismissed the meeting, planning to catch Josie and scold her. Josie was still fighting for her rights, trying to persuade old Master Lu to stop the demolition. But Lu Qinghan and Mu Qing interrupted, saying they had an appointment with that girl in the afternoon and wanted old Master Lu to come see her. Old Master Lu indeed wanted to go see, so he agreed immediately. Josie couldn't stop him no matter how she tried. Just then, Lu Liang grabbed Josie's arm to stop her. Josie only explained that she had something to tell old Master Lu, begging him to let her through. Lu Liang pulled her closer. Last week at the company, did you forget what you promised me so quickly? Josie could only apologize, unable to say anything else. Lu Lia whispered in her ear, deliberately keeping his voice low. This was unexpected. I'll forgive you for appearing before me this time, but it's best not to mention anything about Qingdan Ancient Street. Otherwise, Josie thought it was despicable. Was he planning to silence her permanently? Josie wanted to irritate Lu Lia too. She reached out and covered his mouth with her finger, saying, being so intimate with your ex-fiancé in front of your nephew could be quite misleading. Josie thought replacing old Master Lu's compensation with marriage to Lu Lia wasn't a bad idea. After all, marrying into the Lu family would give her a chance to stop the demolition. Lu Lia shook off Josie's hand. This woman was clearly dreaming. Just then, the butler came in calling Josie's name, saying Lu Qinghan's mother requested her presence. In the living room, Lu Qinghan's mother asked Josie to come over. She introduced her to the mother of Lu Qinghan's child. The woman looked smugly at Josie. Long time no see. Thunder rumbled outside the evening window as Josie recalled past events. Originally, she and Guan Minjun were good friends. As children, they promised to be best friends forever. But after Josie's death, the vain Guan Minjun became friends with Xiao Luo and even joined forces to bully her. Xiao Luo called Josie an ugly monster and had her mother drive her out of the Qiao family just for daring to glare at her. Her mother's death, her father's disgust, and her friend's betrayal. Now Josie was about to lose Qingdan Ancient Street too. Why was her life like this? Josie called out for her mother, feeling exhausted. What should she do? What had she done wrong? Why was heaven treating her this way? Josie sat by the roadside and began to cry. A passing car slowed down. The driver asked Lu Lia if that was his nephew's wife ahead. Lu Lia told the driver not to stop. Is this another trick to make me give up the demolition of Qingdan Ancient Street? The driver reminded Lu Lia that Josie seemed to be crying and would surely get sick in this pouring rain. Lu Lia told the driver he was talking too much, but his body honestly got out of the car. He walked towards Josie with an umbrella. Josie hadn't expected him to come, tears still on her face. Lu Lia coldly told her to get in the car. Josie refused, saying not to trouble him, but the next second she fainted, losing her balance. The driver asked if they should take Miss Qiao home first. Lu Liang nodded, saying he was going to the Qiao house to discuss divorce compensation anyway. He might as well take Josie back. The woman weakly said she didn't want to go back, that wasn't her home. Before finishing, tears flowed again. The car accidentally hit a rock, and Josie almost fell from her seat. Lu Liang reached out to steady her, and Josie ended up leaning on his shoulder. Lu Liang actually blushed. Had she really passed out? He finally decided to take her to his place. The family doctor gave Josie N4, saying she seemed to have caught a cold. The rain had worsened her condition, causing a high fever. Fortunately, she received a fever shot and should improve by tomorrow. Lu Liang thanked the doctor. The doctor said to call if needed, leaving with a meaningful smile. This was the first time Mr. Lu had brought a woman home. Lu Liang was troubled. The more he tried to keep Josie away, the more she appeared before him. Delirious with fever, Josie kept calling for her mother. Don't go. Don't leave me. Her hand unconsciously grabbed Lu Liang's clothes. The usually decisive CEO was stunned. He finally lay down beside her. Josie's mumbling continued, all painful memories. Things like dad will hit me, and stepmother will lock me in the dark room. They all bully me. I really miss mom. Lu Lia looked at her face, deep in thought. Without her usual calculating expression, she actually looked somewhat pleasing to the eye. The next morning, they were lying on the same bed, with Josie's hand still resting on Lu Liang's waist. She slowly opened her eyes. Where am I? After becoming clear-headed, Josie was shocked. Why was Lu Lia beside her? She had actually spent the night sharing a bed with Lu Lia, the ultimate demon king. Josie's commotion naturally woke Lu Lia up. However, he remained calm. Since you're awake, take your medicine and leave quickly. Still in shock, Josie yelled, Lu Liang, you bastard. I'm Lu Qinghan's girlfriend. Lu Liang was fed up. Josie herself refused to go home, and he kindly brought her back to treat her illness. Was this how she thanked her benefactor? He gripped her chin, their faces uncomfortably close. Josie was visibly nervous. Then Josie was thrown onto the bed. She felt pain. What was he going to do? Lu Lia loosened his collar, reminding her that she was no longer his fiancée. So whatever he wanted to do now had nothing to do with Lu Qinghan. Josie blushed furiously. Lu Liang, don't do anything rash. He leaned close to her ear, thinking she was playing hard to get again. Josie pushed him away. Don't touch me, you demon king. Lu Lia got off Josie, telling her not to panic. He had no interest in her flat figure anyway. Josie shouted, I'm not interested in your needle mushroom either. Lu Lia put on his clothes. This woman still has energy to shout. Seems she's recovered. Then quickly disappear from my sight. Holding a cup, Josie said she understood, but wondered if her figure was really that flat. Lu Lia told her to keep taking the medicine prescribed by the doctor, and next time she wanted to die, go somewhere farther away where he wouldn't find her. Putting on her shoes, Josie felt sad. She could avoid it today, but not forever. Eventually, she'd have to go home and face the scolding for the broken engagement. About what Lu Liang said, he was clearly meddling. She almost felt touched by him. Josie shouted at the Demon King, thank you for your kindness, though inside she thought, I really don't want to thank this Demon King. After returning to the Chiao family, the scene Josie imagined came true. Her father slapped her to the ground.